long ago, basically this was before Dominus was added to the game. I wanted to make a pen and paper role-playing game based on Path of Exile. I worked at this for like over 2 years. I worked on it for every day. Like really hard. For those of you who don't know, pen and paper games are basically where you sit down with a bunch of friends, talk through the scenarios, you have a bunch of rules and you roll dice. And now it's just a question of getting the level of logistics and organization to stream this freaking system, you know, like on Twitch with a bunch of Path of Exile players.
We literally got it on the last fusing!
Oh, what the fuck was that? The RPG god, I'll never die.
Oh god, I was already making bank this. Oh fuck!
Oh wait, I've done this map!
Last time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Path of Paper. Sorry for we've had some technical difficulties starting a little late, but we're alive and well. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So basically, the curse on Mervale has started affecting Mathiel in real life. He's got some scales on his face, and he's a little self-conscious about it. He's sort of started developing a tail, so we didn't really want to show that off until we can figure out what's actually happened. So for now, you're gonna have to deal with Panda.
Yeah.
Tend to catch
Mathiel's kind of invisible this session, and Zizaran is going to be doing his roles for him because he's currently on his phone, actually.
Yeah.
For this, the internet has failed him. Just come to Taiwan,
Does it
man.
sound okay for the phone though?
Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, we can hear you loud and clear.
Can you give me permission to move his thing on the Roll20?
I will give you permission. Okay. Just please use this permission wisely, Ziz. Okay.
Danger zone.
Hey everybody, let's do a very quick recap of where the hell you guys are right now and what's happening right now. So, very briefly, you guys were planning on going to the Forest Encampment because you heard that there was an enigmatic, greedy, orbu-hungry trader named Ventor who has been operating from the Forest Encampment. And you decided you want more information. Not only that, a very, very powerful, in fact, a frighteningly powerful exile called Havoc was also working with him. And you decided to go through the secret passage through Mervale's lair, who you recently defeated, to go and find out a bit more about the Forest Encampment. Basically, this is a scouting mission. Okay? However, on the way, you ran into some ginormous badass monkeys. And, Rockwell, tell me, what happened to the monkeys? What did you do to them, exactly?
I believe I threw in a fireball. As is tradition.
And actually, you also shocked them all with a massive storm call and blew them largely to bits.
Oh no, no, that's right. We set up a sick pineapple ambush with a storm call, didn't we?
That was
sick.
That was true. I was making them a little uncomfortable with my usage of storm call, in fact, which is how you know you're winning.
Yeah. And not only that, but Cute Dog's character Mathiel Juan, who has been cursed by the Star of Rayclast, and he's slowly starting to lose his sanity. Albina Roa! Oh, it's actually amazing.
Didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
It's beautiful.
That's amazing.
You've got it in the flesh, so nice. I saw on your stream yesterday you were
And I have
working on it.
Orbu. Your resolution's a little low on that Orbu, bro.
If I hold it far away, it's okay.
Yeah. We need to 3D print all the currency of Path of Exile. Make me very happy. So anyway, so Mithiel has been cursed by the amulet, and one day he has to try cure his curse, or he's going to lose his mind and go crazy. But at the moment, he insists that he's fine. But because of the curse, he's been realizing he's been getting powers of illusion. So he made illusionary bananas and lured the monkeys towards the bananas, and then you devastated all the monkeys in the most one-sided fight I've seen so far this campaign. Like, it was disgusting. Like, nobody took any damage. Ziz laughed at like the monkey chieftain who crit him and did nothing, and then they all died. And me, the game master, I felt very sad. So anyway, you decided to press on. You're getting very close to the Forest Encampment when you ran into a group of bandits, of which you had a very, very tense conversation, which, as usual, boiled down to do we pineapple or don't we pineapple them? You were largely talking about not pineappling them, and then with a very high perception check, I think from Ziggy's character, Rockwell, you noticed that they're wearing leather, but it's made out of human skin, and they've been basically cutting up humans and using them for parts, and you're like, they're probably not very good guys.
They're inviting us to supper, pretty much. So,
yes.
I mean,
The supper was poisoned. I call it right now. They had drugs in that.
we're gonna pass up, and they're gonna be gnawing on our legs. Yeah.
I cannot comment on how poisoned the supper was. I cannot tell you anything about that. But I will say that if you look at the current situation, there's basically a group of bandits, and then there's the leader who calls himself the Silver Fox. He's like a middle-aged, grizzled archer, and his sister, who you don't really know her name, but she's clearly the sister of the Silver Fox. Long silver hair, lots of scars all over her face. Maybe she was a pretty woman one day long ago, but now she's, a truly hardened warrior, a veteran of Rayclast. And anyway, as you are getting led back, you guys are currently getting led back to their camp to share a meal with them, but they are watching you all like hawks, right? Because they're not taking any chances with you guys. When suddenly,
I have a pen. I have an apple.
Pineapple person.
Pineapple begins. Okay, everybody, please roll initiative as you draw your weapons and you shout pineapple as you immediately see the bandits ready for your assault, pulling out their bows, leaping backwards, and getting ready for the fight.
We definitely don't get a pineapple round, do we, of 3 damage?
No.
Definitely do not get a pineapple round, considering that they had their bows drawn ready for this.
Yeah.
Do I get any bonus to initiative for being the first person to do something?
No, because they're not. They're all like 100%
They were
ready
waiting for a
this.
fight, and we just gave it to them, basically.
Yeah.
There was no finesse or surprise here.
It's like, oh, let's do this. Let's rumble.
I'm bad at my
pretty
bitch.
close to us.
Okay, so just to give you a brief description of your surroundings, especially since Cute Dog can't see, what's going on.
Oh,
Okay, so firstly, Rockwell gets a 1 on initiative total. This natural
Another
1.
day in damnation.
Grace, you get a natural 10, so your initiative goes up to 17. Very nice.
Damn.
Zivon.
Do I
Mathilda,
get a minus
19.
5?
Okay, Mathiel Juan gets 19. Mathiel, you're going to be going first in this combat.
Yes.
And Zivon gets 14.
Do I get a minus 5 for rolling a 1? Is that how this new system works?
Yes.
So I actually got 1 because my bonus is plus 5.
Yeah.
So I get plus 5, minus 5, 1.
Actually got 1 on your
Heck.
bonus.
So slow, you almost lose a turn.
Almost, but not quite. That would be a horrible rule. Yeah.
That's alright, I get to make the final blow.
Yeah. Okay. So Mathiel, just to describe the situation around you, you are standing right next to Rockwell. Okay. Your weapons drawn, your nipples tingling. Just several meters in front of you, you see 2 of the bandits, the Silver Fox, the leader of the bandit group, and her sister standing side by side. Right in front of them, you see, moving in slow motion, Zivon going, pineapple, as he's drawing his blades, getting ready to attack. Off to the left, you see Grace hiding behind her 5 shuffling zombies are going, and then you see 2 groups of 2 bandit archers, chilling one to the northeast, and one to the northwest. What do you do, Mithiel Huan?
Okay, what did Grace roll on her initiative?
He is going second.
Oh, can I maybe defer to Grace?
You may. You're going to let your Necro support bot go first, I understand.
Good plan.
Okay.
Alright,
Theo,
you got
hold.
this, Grace. You got this.
I got this. I've been sussing out the threat from behind. And he had a shiny, almost lightning-type arrow notched in his bow, did he not?
The silver fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to cast Enfeeble on the Silver Fox and his Silver Sister.
Very nice. Okay, you point
You
at...
might not need to.
You reckon you're that?
I'm not enduring Cry and Flask.
Okay, Ellie.
Can-
Can
You're
you
in
engage
this.
them before they act? Can you
Yep.
engage them before they
I'm
act?
ahead.
Oh.
Okay,
Ziggy's
Ellie
like, I don't wanna
weakness
die
on
again.
Silver Fox and his sister. Oop.
Okay, you point a bony
And
finger.
the zombies will move to engage these ones if they can.
Awesome. Okay. Your zombies rush towards one of the groups. One of the groups of bandits as they start slamming into them. What are the damage of your zombies, by the way?
Zombie
let me
monkeys
find
now,
them.
probably.
Yeah, so retconning. They're monkeys.
Monkey
18.
zombies, amazing. Okay.
18 by
Monkey zombies.
5.
It's hard to imagine monkey zombies, but I'm trying. They rip off bits of their flesh and throw them at people. It's like their example of flinging poo. Okay.
Yeah, do they get ranged attacks?
I wish. No, too OP. So sorry, Amie, what was the damage of your zombies?
They're 18,
18.
and there's 5 of them up.
I should write this down. Okay. 18 zombies, so I don't forget. They immediately casually run up to one of the bandits, rip out his throat, and then wear his head as a hat. You see the one monkey zombie, take the head of the bandit, and he, puts it on his head and goes, woo, 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 and the other zombie monkeys, point at him and start laughing, right? As they
Good to see they kept their monkey sense of humor.
yeah, they seem very happy-go-lucky monkeys. So yeah, they rip them apart as 2 flash charges go floating up to the ether. Nice. And elemental weakness on the Silver Fox and Silver Sister. Go, Mithiel Huan.
Okay. So I start running towards the Silver Fox and his sister, and on the way there, I run by Grace and I high five her. I go, "Thanks, Mom." and then I get to them two, and I'll use a multi-strike cleave.
Sick.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna be hitting both of them with your
I was
cleave.
not expecting that. I'm so ready for elemental hit. Oh, you rolled a
Throwing us
3.
off.
You roll a 3. Sorry, this is a kind of a crappy roller for you. I apologize.
So that's 52 minus 10
Nothing,
multiplied by
Neil.
2, so 84.
Okay.
It's
Well, just
2
tell me the
hits
damage
and
of
then
each
minus
hit, because I need to mitigate each
84.
one separately.
Oh,
And Ellie
40,
weakness.
42.
22, yeah. Okay. So
Another
Mithiel rushes towards the 2 of them and goes whoa, whoa, as he does a double lightning quick strike, slamming into both of them. You notice as he does, both of them jump backwards, doing 360 flips, landing at their feet.
Disengage.
They look barely scratched by the vicious assault of Mithiel. Barely scratched.
Oh my gosh.
I can't edit his sheet, so I can't edit his mana and stuff.
Oh, could you just write it down, on a piece of paper or something? Is that
Yeah.
okay? Thanks.
I'll write it down on mine.
Because it'll be if I do permissions on stream, then
Yeah.
a bunch of people will hack us.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool, nice. Bloop bloop, go. Zizaran.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to use Enduring Cry.
Oh, that's a new thing.
Yeah, that's a new skill. You want to
Yeah.
describe
I don't really know
how
how
it
it
works?
Amped up his taunting game.
Performs a war cry, adding Enduring Souls equals to the number of enemies in your zone, up to your Endurance Soul maximum. All unintelligent enemies attack the player on their next action if possible.
Okay, So just, and I'll probably make a note here. I'm going to say that it engages enemies as well. So you are engaging them. So just to throw out there, Zizaran, you immediately gain 2 endurance souls, right? Like endurance charges. They basically are like orange floating balls that float around you, right? While they are floating around you, you gain 2 to your elemental resistance and physical mitigation for each orb.
Wow.
Now, as a
you get
minor
4.
action, yeah, so you get 4 at the moment. As a minor action, you can consume one of these orbs to double your resistances for 1 turn.
Jeez.
Right, so you're like,
Jesus.
"Ah!" and then you're like kind of invulnerable for a while, right? So,
Literally a mortal tank from now on.
yeah. Of course, casting Enduring Cry does take a whole turn. So you're spending a turn becoming tanky to not do damage. We'll see how it goes.
I'm just
you-
waiting. I want to see if you have to roleplay and like a thing every time. Does he?
Roleplay,
a
yeah,
thing?
yeah, he has to roleplay his taunt for sure.
Yeah, so just do your Enduring Cry, Zizaran. I want to see this.
Okay, so I scream out, "Your bows are terrible!" I don't know these bandits. I don't know how to insult them. That's the best I can do right
That was
now.
pretty good. That speaks me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
sorry. Okay, I'll come up with something better. Yeah, I give it a 3.
Well, your character roars like "Roar!" as like pulsing orange power swirls around him, and
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
boys, it look
bows are
poop. Did you get him from a
terrible.
toilet store?
I also use a shielding flask.
okay. Now you could use an endurance charge right now, consume one right now, and then you would have like triple your current mitigation if you want to. Are you
Jesus.
interested?
I feel like
in
that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
because it's a minor action, right?
166.
Do you want to do that?
No.
Okay.
I also, like, since those fast charges are just sitting there, I'll get ready to use the shielding flask again, so I take the 2 fast charges.
Okay, cool. You stuck in the 2 flash charges, and you're glowing with power and energy, and engage the two siblings.
Do I not hit, like, the bandits as well?
Sorry, say that again?
Do I not taunt the bandits as well? The, like, archers?
Yeah, you engage them. So they can choose to not attack you, but they have to try and get away from you to do that. If that makes sense. Okay. I'm totally messing up this initiative order. Whoops. Okay. It is now my bandits' turn, even though I forgot to give them an initiative number. They got like 8 or something. Cool.
Rockwell.
And then poor Rockwell afterwards. Okay, so the bandits go. You hear the silver fox and his sister. They shout out, "Help us!" As the sister, you see her like sweep back her like silvery hair. She doesn't seem panicked at all, and she holds up a single arrow, and as she points it at Savon's chest, you can see it just burst into flame, and she's like, "Die!"
Try and hit me.
Now she's shooting burning arrow, and it's supported by elemental penetration, which means it halves your current resistance, Savon. So,
Damn.
Get
but you
pooped
did
on.
double your resistance because you used a shielding flask, correct? So you just have normal resistance against this attack. The
Just
double
his
and
normal
half.
immortality.
Monka F.
Okay. She's tanking by her wham and adding her damage, which is quite a lot. Bloop. She rolls a 3, unfortunately, and does 46 points of fire damage.
So basically, I like catch it, or like it like blunts against my shield, and I catch it, and I extinguish the flame with my mouth because I just resist all her damage, and it does something.
Give it a little lick, just like
You're-
And
that.
then I scream, "Try and hit me! Come on, boom, headshot!"
Try and hit me.
You're like an amoeba demon, right? You just like absorb energy, can't be killed. just blob around, getting in the way. Just like, your new beautiful pseudo-unique sword Sapphire glints in the light, helping you absorb
If-
the energy.
If she didn't have like the Elepen, even if she crit, she couldn't have damaged me there.
Burning arrow does a lot of damage, but maybe. Yeah. Okay, but you're right. She kind of needs the Elipan to have a chance of hurting you. I kind of agree. Okay, it's the Silver Fox's turn. Silver Fox, he takes one look at Zavon and he's like, "I'm not shooting that." And then he turns around and tries to get away from you. He's going to make a maneuver check. Zizaran and Mithiel, you can both make checks to try stop him from leaving your zone.
Ooh, nice. There's no way he's.
So is it athletics or maneuver, whatever's the highest?
Whatever is higher for your athletics or maneuver. I get 14 on my maneuver check to see if I can leave the area.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so Mithiel's is plus 14 or something crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is insane.
That's Mithiel's. And I have 1.
Okay. Well, Zizaran, fortunately for you, Mithiel's got your back. As the Silver Fox turns around to run away, Mithiel kicks him in the kneecap, and he falls to the ground with a mouthful of dirt.
Then he has to attack me, right?
He has to attack you or Mithiel. Because Mithiel did engage him as well.
But doesn't Enduring Cry make him have to attack me?
He's not an unintelligent
unintelligent. Yeah, only unintelligent.
wow.
It's like monkeys and stuff like that.
Yeah, he is
Squids.
Enduring Cry still engages enemies like a melee attack, but if another melee guy is with you, then he is in the fray as well, right? So he does at this point turn to Mithiel as he lowers his bow, and then
Zizaran, help me!
he draws back his arrow as it turns into a bolt of lightning, and he fires it. As suddenly an explosion of lightning sears all around you, hitting both Zizaran, who probably won't take any damage because he's unkillable, and Mithiel, who I actually have a hope of hurting. Okay.
Oh gosh, it hurts.
I roll a 3
Zizaran,
again
counts,
because
bro.
I suck at rolling.
Don't worry.
And
It doesn't hurt.
my roll is bad. I should do less damage than that. My apologies. I'm actually gonna roll
Where'd you
again.
get those bows? The
I'm actually-
toilet stall?
I mean, his criticism of them was on point, apparently.
Now I just rolled a crit. I feel that's not fair, so I'm gonna take my original roll. Okay, of 3. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 4 is 34 points of lightning damage.
What was that crit?
I was messing up my roll
Quick,
on
came
like,
out
the
of nowhere.
program, so I was like, trying to get it to work. I
So,
got like 0.
Mithiel takes 9 points of damage.
Yeah, Mithiel takes 9, and Zizaran is like, ha 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 ha.
It heals me pretty much.
Yeah, it pretty much heals you. Mithiel, your energy shield briefly flashes as the lightning only mildly licks your shield. At this point,
Even the crit does.
I was so scared there.
Yeah. The rest of the bandits to go. The one bandit moves a bit away from the zombies, looking to be not interested at all in fighting with them. As he raises his bow, he looks at his friends and he's like, "Take out their support!" As all 3 of them aim and fire at Grace. Intelligent enemies are a wonderful thing to behold. Okay. Each one of them fires a burning arrow that comes flying right at you, Grace. So this is 3 attacks.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the way of some of those guys. Does that count as partial cover for Grace?
No, not unless you're like actively protecting her with like your stuff.
Oh man.
Because like
Totally
Which
against
one?
that.
you're
I'm
not.
a big
I mean,
dude.
you're not that big. You're not
Yeah, you
that
are.
big, Rockwell.
It's not like they can fly between my legs or anything.
That's true.
Rockwell's is swinging.
Here, Rockwell, you have to be careful. In this fight, you might get some accidental piercings.
Okay.
Well,
I roll
I'm
a
always careful
9,
about that.
which is a really nasty
Cool.
roll for you, Amy. So each
That's
bandit
not
does
good.
68 points of fire damage.
Oh, jeez.
They also set you on fire, I'm pretty sure. What's your threshold, Amy?
53.
53. Yeah, they definitely set you on fire. So, because Burning Arrow has a lot of threshold reduction. So,
Did you say 3 bandits?
yeah, 3 of them each hit you for
how much is your
68
resist?
points of fire damage.
Oh, they don't
My
get
resist
individual
is-
rolls?
No. Basically, the way the system works is when groups of enemies attack a target, they all have the same roll. It's very swingy, but like that's the spirit of the game.
I thought there were only groups if they were like on top of each other though, together, not like spread around.
It's true, but like as a DM, it just kind of saves me time. So I like to do it that way. Other DMs
Don't
might
you
want to
have
do
a lot of
individual
resist?
rolls. So, what's your resistance, Grace?
It's 23. My
Wow.
shield.
23. Okay.
And I'm going to get knocked on my butt.
Okay. So you're taking
But
down.
I'm alive! A little hand shoots up. I'm okay!
I'm okay.
Gracie, you're all right.
Are you?
Rockwell, we need some AoE coverage.
Sorry, are you on 0, Grace, or not?
I'm on 9.
9.
Wow.
Wow. And you're on
Look back at
fire.
Gracie,
So,
she's just 3 arrows just plunged into her and explosion of flames.
so you will take 22 points of fire damage next turn from the burn. Just so
Right.
you know.
Yep. Before I get to take my dowsing flask?
I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think we should allow dowsing flasks to apply before you take the burn damage or after the burn damage? Keeping in mind that enemies will follow the same rule as well.
Well, how else do you ever use a dowsing flask then?
That's true. It's a good point, Ziggy. So let's make it you can use your dowsing flask before you die from the burning damage.
I know it's like, I guess to relate it to something else, D&D makes like that sort of damage apply at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Just
Typically.
let that
So
you
you have
can
a
do a
chance to
minor
react.
action before anything happens on your turn, but not a major action.
Yeah. It's reasonable though. I might need a buff ignite, or something. I don't
Wait,
know, I'll have to think
Okay,
about it.
go for
Wait, no,
it.
doesn't ignite occur on their turn? On their next turn? That's how we've been playing it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, so yeah, that's the way it currently works anyway. Just
on
me
Grace's turn.
armchair balancing in
No.
my mind.
Ignites
Um,
currently work when it's
Oh.
if I am ignited, then on my start of my turn I would
Yeah,
take damage.
No, this is right. It's on your turn that the burn hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So I will say you can use the dowsing flask, Amie, before you take the burning damage. Let's reward people for taking a dowsing flask and make it actually do
I
something.
mean, yeah, there's not much use in it otherwise, is there?
Yeah. Cool.
You can douse the ignite that's already done its damage.
Well, yeah, you
Good
could douse
job.
it if it had like extended duration or whatever. But
that's
this
so
seems
niche.
like
Yeah, that's very neat.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good with it. Okay, cool. So, yeah, 3 burning arrows go slamming into Grace. This is, I think, the most injured you've ever been the entire campaign. Oh, no. You've been one-shot before by your
No,
friends.
no.
Yeah, I forgot about those times. You're on fire and you're like, ah! So you're like running around in circles as the 3 bandits are already stringing a new arrow aiming at you. Okay, go Rockwell.
Okay.
I like see 2 burning arrows just like fucking whiz past my head, and I turn around just to see Gracie burst into flames and her initial pop, and she just goes, gets flattened, and an explosion of flames blows her over. Two can play at that game. Multi-ball, and I
Oh, God.
slam off
yes.
2 fireballs. Now, I believe that 2 of those bandits are close enough together that they would eat a single fireball, correct?
Yes, and where do you want the other fireball to go?
To the other bandit that's by himself. I'm
Okay.
taking out all those bandits that just smack down Gracie. This is like a
Cool.
fucking rage
So,
reaction here.
You're gonna have like one go to this group and one go to this group, yes?
Yeah, so the one, yeah, exactly. One's going to the 2 and one's going to the 1.
Okay.
Multi-ball! Oh, no! I'm sorry, Gracie!
Oh, that's
I'm
terrible.
sorry. Alright. Fuck.
Describe your miss.
Describe my miss. The
You had one
fireball
job.
kinda just like, it just goes, it's kind of like, you can see it just kind of like fucking through the air, like it's not really got much gas to it, and then it kind of just like hits the ground, bounces a little bit, and just like lights their boots on fire.
You need more beans in your diet, Rockwell.
I get sore. With the rest of my turn, I move over to Grace and raise my guard.
Great. Okay.
Oh.
So you're protecting her. Very nice.
Covering Gracie.
Yeah.
You do have a dowsing flask, right, Gracie? Okay, good. Alright, good.
Okay. It is Grace to act. So Grace, are you gonna pop that dowsing flask or are you gonna take the burn
I'm
damage?
popping the dowsing flask.
Or are
I
you
just
gonna
shower in
die?
The burn is gone. The
That's how you
flask
use a dowsing.
swirls around you with like a watery effect as the flames disappear before they can burn you anymore. And you see the bandits look momentarily disappointed, but then grin at you as they're already, getting ready to shoot you again. What do you do?
Right, so I've taken my flask, that's my minor action. I'm gonna free up Rockwell to actually make a move and bring my zombies back as a defense.
Okay.
And I don't think I really have any damage skills.
Just so you know, Amie, Ziggy's character Rockwell, he can defend you with his staff and still shoot spells. Like, that's fine.
Oh, because it's spells.
Yeah,
it's not attack.
the only drawback of defending allies is that you cannot engage enemies, which you can only engage enemies with melee attacks anyway. So, like, he's not really inconvenienced protecting you.
Oh, okay. Then they can have a munch on that last bandit.
You hear screams as now 2 of your zombies have hats. As they rip apart the next bandit.
Excellent. Vengeance is sweet.
2 fast charges go popping up, and another bandit has fallen from the zombie horde.
Excellent. And can I cast Enfeeble on the other 2 bandits?
You can. Okay. You point your finger at the other 2 bandits as a green E appears on their foreheads as you enfeeble them with a horrible curse. You're like, bad! No, Mathiel standing before you see the Silver Fox and his sister, and then off to the right of you, several meters away, are a group of 2 bandits. What do you do?
1 sec. Grace, remember to take the fast charges from the zombie kill.
Yeah.
Oh, no one else needed them? Okay.
I mean, I would need another 4, but you're probably better off with them.
Yeah, definitely take them.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just witnessed the Silver Fox and his sister disengage from me, right? So like I barely did anything to him on the last attack. Okay, so I remember that, and I'm like, I look at Zizaran, I'm like, hey, you got this. They're a little bit too spooky for me, and I'll go, I'll see you later, Thunder Buddy, and am I engaged by these 2 archers?
You can only be engaged by melee attacks.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So then I look at the other 2 archers, and I rush over, and I use a multi-strike cleave on them.
Oh, okay. You break off from the archers and rush up to them. You see their eyes widen in alarm as you come running towards them, glowing blades, hair swirling in the air. Make a roll. Well, Zizaran, make us roll. Oh, it's an 8!
Nice moves. Keep it up. I'm proud of you.
Is that a crit, or do you crit on a 9?
No, I crit on a 9.
Okay.
2 hits of 92.
2 hits of 92. Mathiel Juan, describe your blender kill of the bandits.
Okay, so I run over, and I'm like a whirlwind of carnage. And I'm just like slicing them up, and all the blood is falling on me. I'm like drinking it, and then as they fall, I look at Zizaran and I yell out, "Hey, how about you do some damage next time?"
Says he who ran away from the bosses.
Smile at him as like a little playful smile.
You can't help but see a renewed bloodlust in Mathiel Juan, maybe that you've never quite seen before to this level of intensity. You worry that it is the curse affecting him.
I am concerned. I think he's already corrupted.
I was trying to tank for you.
Silver Fox looks you guys in the eyes and goes, will you accept a surrender? He says. We can work for you.
No.
We can join you. Please.
No, I just want the girl.
What?
What? Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did. The sister's like, okay.
I don't think... Oh, really? She's just gonna sell out her brother.
His brother looks at her and goes, sis.
I say this to her, really? You would sell out your own brother?
She's like, if I don't die, I'll do anything. She looks at you in the eyes. Anything.
Whoa.
That's exactly what I had in mind. I'm gonna wear her like a sock puppet. What?
Dude! Inappropriate!
Jesus.
Wow.
That's the dark time.
Dude.
I'm just helping Gracie out. I'm not involved in any of this.
Yeah, I look over to Zizaran. I go, hey Zizaran, you see Rockwell and Grace? That's what a real relationship looks like. You need to tone it down with the ladies, sir.
The silver-haired woman turns to you, Mithiel, and goes, "You seem like a gentleman of honor, and a good-looking one too. Please, spare my life."
I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna have to. I'll go with the group vote on this one. I'm very indecisive right now.
Do you eat people?
She goes,
I'm just gonna put it out there, like just up front. This is a time for honesty. Do you eat people?
The silver fox, moves to say something, and she holds up her hand, and she's like, let me do the talking. She looks at you and goes, "Only if we don't have any other food. It's not like we enjoy it or anything."
Second question. Are you wearing people?
They kind of look at each other, and then they just nod.
Third question. Points for honesty. Points for honesty. Third question. How many people?
Like you see the silver fox that kind of like holds up his hand, and he's like, she's like, let's not get into the details. Like, she's like, numbers are funny things. We've been on this island a long time.
I'm gonna subtract the point for that one. Fourth, and I think final question from me, and I'll hand it off to my teammates. I have, just use your imagination here, a nice steaming hunk of raw meat cooked over a campfire. And in my other hand, I have a plate of tender, fleshy human cheeks, perhaps from children, still just so tender and moist. Which hand do you pick?
You see the silver fox look hungrily at option 2, and as the silver-haired woman goes, "Definitely the roasted raw meat," she says coolly.
I skewer her brother.
Okay.
I'd say that was a fair call.
The silver fox is no more. He dies, dropping 4 flash charges.
Wins.
She doesn't even react to your kill and goes, "That bastard probably deserved it." So, we got a deal?
We can use her as leverage to get some favor with the Forest Encampment if we bring her in as like a prisoner or something. After Zizaran has his way in the tent, then we can bring her to the Forest Encampment.
I move over and give her a big hug, and I say, "Welcome to the team."
She kind of gingerly pats you on the back, and she's like, "Pleased to meet you, you monstrous man, you," she says, kind of leaning back. So, since we're on talking terms now and not killing terms, and just want to clarify, she says, "I'm on your side here. I never want to fight you again. Really. That was terrifying."
I would like to inform you you are quite fortunate, in fact, because you have found the founders of Rayclass' first ever camp for reformed cannibals.
Wow, she says, "Thank you. I promise not to eat human meat again unless I absolutely have to."
Okay. I'm gonna turn to my group. Do you think we should maybe have her tag along and assist us in our current mission, and then we can take her back to Cannibal Camp and get her situated?
I mean, if she does well now, then she could be of further use later. And I mean, if she turns out to not be of good use, well, we'll put her to good use.
I'm having a little bit of a thought that maybe preventing her from ever turning against us.
"I'm still here, by the way," she says. "You're kind of talking like I'm not here."
Dear. No, I'm very aware that you're right here.
What? Wait a second. What do we call you?
Sock puppet.
Silver Foxette?
"My name is Lena," she says.
Lena. Okay. Lena, shh. Just wait a second. Gracie?
what's the technical name for this enslaving people with tattoos?
Damn.
Oh, I have lots of them.
Wow.
Slave link.
Mm.
You can
Mm.
slave
Soul
link them.
manipulation, right?
She turned on her brother. That's a blood link. And she put him up for death very quickly. I mean, he deserved it. Yes, very well done, Zavon. You might want to just pull your weapon out now. But I frankly, I don't trust you. And I think you should be soul linked.
I'm on
Just
it.
maybe just on like a trial basis, you know, like 3 months of Soul Link, and then half in Soul Link for 3 months, and then free will after that.
Yes, we're very reasonable. I just don't trust you.
After a series of reviews, you know,
How do
we
you
have
guys,
even quite the bureaucracy at the Cannibal Camp.
How do you guys feel about calling her Sock instead of Lina?
No.
I feel
No.
You see her just hanging her head in defeat at this point, as you just are like talking about her like she is an object.
Can I start enslaving her now?
Yeah, if you want to make a dank slave link on her, it's a soulcraft check. Yeah. What a slave link will do is it'll allow you to sense her general direction. It'll allow you to sense her general current emotions, and you will always know because you can sense her emotions. You will always know if she is telling the truth or telling a lie.
I'm actually kind of glad that Zavon's role was 1.
I have no idea
1.
what I'm doing.
Yeah, so
Like,
you're like, this is the
Can I
worst
try?
slave link I've ever done. And
I
you're like,
think,
splash,
please,
splash, splash.
Gracie, I really want you to be in charge of this. I mean, Gracie does have experience with the zombies, so... Lena, I'm not that I'm calling you a zombie. You're certainly much more of a person than they.
Thank you. Thank you.
What on
I appreciate
earth?
that
Can we
comment.
try again tomorrow?
Grace rolled a 1!
I mean,
What
I
is
still
this?
got the 6. Grace
You're
got
like-
a 3.
You
Wait,
guys are like,
what?
we've got this. We've got the slave link thing. Both of you roll natural 1.
Look,
so
I'm kind of
that's-
embarrassed. I'm kind of embarrassed because we just wowed her into submission, and now we're just embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah. Look, you draw up the runes on her body. So essentially, you can even see this in the Path of Exile game, which is why I kind of invented this law. But like a lot of like the bandits and stuff will have like runes inscribed in their body, and this is like a slave link by like an army commander or a general or something like that. And it's so that they can get a sense of where their troops are, like their general disposition, and because they can read their emotional state in a very deep way from the link, they can, with almost 100% accuracy, tell if the person is lying or telling the truth. Not only that, but you can do stuff like you give an order and you feel them like feel angry or resentful to you, you know that they're planning to betray you. So the slave link is a great way of controlling people in the world of Rayclass. Of course, its morality is up to you to decide. Okay, so yeah, anyway, the amount you get on your slave link roll is how difficult the slave link is to break with another soulcraft check. So the slave link you've done on her could probably be broken by a child. I mean, at least someone with a very limited skill, if they try. So it's a very, very easy link to break. So your characters don't know that, just so you know. Your characters don't know that. You think you've done
we can't
you
tell
think you've
that it
done
was
a decent job.
Okay, I guess when you roll a 1, you think, yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
You think you've
guys.
done a great
I know
job.
exactly what I'm doing. She is forced to obey us now.
Would she know that? Like, would she think that we cast some powerful spell on her?
That
Everybody,
intimidation factor?
everybody that's been on Rayclass for like a couple of weeks knows about slave links because they've probably been threatened with one or under one, or they've seen people with them.
Oh.
And you can do something that's less nasty than a slave link, which is just called a soul link, which can link you with other people. And then the empathic link is not one way; it's shared, so that like you can feel what they feel and they can feel what you feel. So it's very traumatic if a soul linked person dies, but it allows you to sense where they are in relation to you, stuff like that. So like you could maybe soul link with hegemony or something. So like if hegemony becomes under attack, you'll sense that, and then you can maybe go help them faster. So
If you have multiple, you can tell the difference, can you?
yes, you can.
Can we change the slave link to a soul link?
You can. Yes, you can.
I don't think that's wise. Just
No, not yet.
Yes, in the future, right?
The other thing you should know
okay.
about links is you can only put them on a person if they agree to it, even a slave link. Of course, you just like, let us put this link on you or we'll kill you. And they go, okay. But just so you know, they have to accept it, otherwise it won't work.
Well, I put an arm on Lena's shoulder and I go, don't worry, if you prove yourself to us, the slave link can go away. It's just for safety, for our safety.
I
and
understand
yours.
it's temporary, and I understand that my brother failed you, or failed your expectations. I will not. I am a survivor, and I will do whatever it takes to survive, Zizaran.
I'm
I will
very
serve
glad
you
to
with
hear that.
distinction and pride, she says with a smile. You can
I'm
sense
very
her
glad to hear
emotions
that.
now very accurately thanks to the slave link.
Oh.
She is like if you put her on a hard monitor and it's just like doo, 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 doo. She is like cold as stone emotionally.
Wow.
Not a blip.
Do you know what else is cold as stone? Loot!
That is true. Okay, let me pull up the loot here. Oops, not that loot. Okay. Basically, what you find. Remember that they took you to their camp, which is a very simple affair. This camp, it's got like a couple of tents, made out of what you hope is animal skin, a bubbling fire.
Yeah.
And while most of their gear is mundane, they do have a couple of baubles or trinkets that gleam with powerful magic that they've clearly pilfered from other exiles or travelers. So I'm just going to post this here. You find a ring, 2 rings, and an amulet. The ring is a coral ring. The coral rings add some life, and they also add 1 to your wham, weapon attack multiplier. Wow. The second ring is an iron ring, which gives you +1 wham innately, and its magic modifier is 1d4 elemental resistance. And then there's an amulet. It's a coral amulet, so that increases your life. And then it's got 2 modifiers. The first modifier is increases damage against shocked enemies for you and your allies by 1 wham. So if you shock someone, everybody gets extra damage, and increases the damage of your critical strikes by 10.
I already have an amulet, so I can't use the crit one, but I'd love the coral ring.
I would like a ring as well.
Wait just a minute here. You want the life ring? Let me just out of game here for a second.
Why
93 life, no energy shield.
I have
How much
62
energy
life.
shield do you have? Then how much energy shield?
28.
Total.
Yeah. I have very
What
little
is-
life. That's why I want it. I just have high mitigation. That's why all the big hits that are actually going through are screwing me at the moment.
So you just have a bajillion mitigation.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying hard to get life now.
If I get discipline, would that mean that you might be willing to pass off a little ring or something? Sis?
Probably rather have vitality, but yeah, if someone else needs it more, I don't mind. But energy shield seems sort of meh compared to life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of Ellie resist because I'm not getting any from my auras, but I will let you guys have first pick of these because the wham might be more useful for you, Mathiel.
Actually, I will since I'm a gentleman, I will give you the iron ring if no one else wants it.
Okay. I think
So
I
both
think
of
you're
you
the
are
only one
fine.
that can use the iron ring with wham.
I would like to argue for you over the coral ring, and I'm willing to have a push-up competition if it comes to it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
IRL
Push-up
push-up
competition.
Like a real live push-up competition?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Wait, real life?
Oh, Ziggy!
In game, I was talking
No.
as Rockwell.
No, I was
In
ready.
game.
You have to roleplay it.
I could barely do 1 push-up, bro.
I'm ready. No, you challenged me to an IRL push-up competition.
No, Rockwell challenged you to an IRL push-up competition. So you
man.
can do IRL push-ups if you want, but Rockwell's doing the push-ups competing against you.
Okay, Ziggy, I'm gonna bail you out here. And you guys can just make a roll, and whoever rolls higher gets the item. I'm fine with that. Or actually, I would, as a neutral observer, I would like to point out that Zizavan's character has 2 unique items, and Rockwell has no unique items and no rings.
Yeah, you can have the ring.
In terms of loot distribution, it's somewhat imbalanced right now between certain characters. Just pointing that out as the DM.
All right, I'll save the push-up competition for another day, shall we?
I'm so excited.
I do really want a push-up competition sometime, though.
What the fuck, Ziz? What the fuck, bro?
I just, I don't want to take part in the push-up competition, but I want to watch it. Okay, that's a very important distinction for me. Because I don't think I will win any competition with nearly anyone.
Rockwell just happens to be really good at push-ups, but we'll find that out at a later date when it becomes relevant.
Oh
Cool.
man, I don't want to know how you got that talent. But I will actually give the ring to Mithiel.
Well, the amulet is still up for grabs too.
You kill some nasties. I thought the amulet would be really good for Mithiel as well with the crit.
Yeah, I feel
he's
like
gone.
if he doesn't have an amulet, did he drop? Did he?
Yeah, Mithiel just dropped, but we can carry on and hopefully he comes back. Maybe his phone died. Because
I think we should reserve the amulet for him.
Okay, then maybe for now I'll wear the.
Like he could use lightning damage with elemental hits and shock people, which could be pretty sick with the amulet. Yeah.
I'm taking the ring.
Okay.
Roll in the ring.
You get 3 out of 4 elemental resistance for the ring. Nice, Amie. And
Nice.
and 1 wham, right?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. Oh, you put the ring on.
I like to think that Lena's sitting there while we're all just huddled around on the ground looking at the jewelry and just like, oh, I want this, and just like shoving each other and
So
arguing over this.
You two are shoving each other.
We're like
Mithiel
using
and
the
I are
chest.
like, no you. I insist.
yeah.
We're like using the chest of her brother as a table, like looking at this jewelry.
So guys, because Cute Dog just dropped from the Skype call, now the cameras are all messed up.
No,
Well, I think if you just leave them like that, they'll probably fix themselves when you recall, and you're not showing anything bad at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Skype is very, very temperamental when it comes to these things. So
we can call it a break while we roll our jewelry and have an actual break, waiting for Cute Dog to come back.
Okay. We'll
And
take
I've got a security tip for people who use
Yeah, boy.
Skype and put their. I have a security tip.
It's cool, the
for
tip
people
of the
who use
day.
Skype. Yes, you can rename contacts in your list. So you could give Ziggy's name Rockwell D110.
No, that's really useful. I'll make sure to do that. So people can't, because I know if they get your name, they can potentially DDoS you. Correct?
Yep. So you just rename in your contact list, and then it'll show up as different.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I've done that with all of my contacts.
1d10 times 2 life. I'm rolling that.
Wait,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can use my
Mithiel's
gold rim on
using-
yours.
Mithiel's using a unique amulet, the Star of Ray Class. He literally can't even remove
Oh
it.
right.
So.
You can't remove it.
Yeah.
I already have a coral amulet. Do you have an amulet, Zavon?
Yeah,
It's not
I
very
have
good for
my...
Grace.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what is mine? Mine is... Yeah, mine's the one with like 20 life, 3 resist, and 10 crit damage.
Yeah, I have an amulet. It's a coral amulet already, but that one actually might be better if no one else can use it.
Ziggy, I would say roll it and see if it's better. You know, maybe you
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
10, you know.
Yeah, the crit and element stuff actually could be good for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get two round duration on shocks at the moment, an extra shock threshold reduction, so I can storm call shit and go crazy.
Imagine
Could be
Storm
good.
Call Trap, and then we've all got increased damage against things from turn 1.
Yeah, and then then I crit with it and fucking wipe everything out.
Yeah, you could also pick up like different kinds of like lightning skills if you're interested, like Spark or it's the only one I can think of right now.
Sparkle, arc work.
We've had Arc a few times.
Arc.
What does
Yeah.
Goldgrim do against Zavon? Should I use that? On these?
Yeah. Use it on the ring.
For the life
Because
of
the ring,
okay.
ring you're going to be using no matter what. Like the amulet.
What does
like,
it- what does
if
it
it's
do?
good enough. It's
+1.
+1 to the roll.
I'll plus 1 to the roll. Okay, so I'll roll 1d10.
Mhm.
And I got 7, so plus 1,
So you get
8,
eight.
and then 16 life.
16, yeah.
Nice.
Gold
Thanks.
Room glimmers.
What? Thank you, Zavon. Slide the ring on my finger and just be like, it's on my pinky finger. Thank you, bro.
Did they
Appreciate
also
it.
drop skills when they died?
A whole bunch of bow skills that none of you guys care about.
Yup.
I mean, I don't know if you want to like. There's like burning arrow, lightning arrow,
Did you say
Ice arrow.
boning arrow?
burning arrow. Yeah.
They don't have Desecrate, do they? Because they're all into eating people.
Unfortunately, it's a nice
Kick a
try.
body.
I like A for effort, Amie, but no, they don't have desecrate. I never thought about the implications of that. It's like desecrate, unlimited source of human food. This is amazing.
Yeah. And why isn't everyone running around with it?
Yeah, this is just like how we solve human hunger. We can create corpses.
We should buy multiple desecrates and take them back to the towns. Do they always have to be human corpses?
I guess not. I guess you can specify what they are. I don't see why not.
Good.
I never really thought of
corpses,
it.
they don't see.
Yeah.
Bunch of zombie fishes just flopping around.
You can pick out the good bits of flesh.
Yeah, so just to explain to people who might be wondering, the reason why our cameras are screwed up is because Cute Dog dropped from the call. He's having internet issues today, and that moves the cameras on Skype and messes up everything in the overlay. I'm hoping he just comes back, because if he comes back, the camera should go to the same position. And if he doesn't come back, I will cry. So yeah.
All right, I'm going to roll the Coral Amulet then. So you can only use Gold Rim once, so we can't use it again, right?
Twice a day.
Well, we can use it again, but then we can never use it again later. So if we get good loot later, we can't use it again.
Is that per session or per day, or how's that work?
Per day, like per 24 hours.
Oh, we can... I mean, we probably won't get any more loot between now and tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, we can use it again.
Okay.
It's just, I was thinking of saving it because you said the amulet might not be an upgrade.
I think it probably will be. My current one's not that good.
Okay. Yeah, we'll use it then.
Okay. All right, rolling 1d10 life. And it's 2. So that's 6 total life. So it's 6 life on that other effect. Yeah, it's a bit rough. Okay, that's not an upgrade. Okay,
Ziggy,
I'll stash that for now.
Your ability to roll is consistently bad. I'm very impressed.
I know. I'm actually naming it the Coral Amulet of Shittiness. I dubbed thee.
Oh gosh.
That's just a damn shame. This thing's a hunk of junk.
It's just a pretty impressively bad amulet.
Oh, and the ring's got 1+ wham on it too. Woo!
Yeah.
The ring is good.
The ring
Alright,
is
where's that wham?
good.
What's my? I'll have to update me to damage rolls to the new high values.
I have a question.
Yeah, Amie, what's up?
Do they have like spare gems that we can collect skills into?
Yeah, like I wouldn't like you basically don't have to count like how many gems you've got for storing skills anymore, Amie. So you can just
I feel like
store
we've
as
got a
many
crap.
as
I'm
you want.
gathering them up.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
gathering them up and I'm putting them in my bag. So
like-
whatever they had.
Yeah, you might encounter an archer, someone in the world who wants to buy the skills from you, or maybe you've got like an ally who you want to give the skills to make them more powerful. So
Cannibal camp.
Gemini.
Can you imagine all of our cannibals equipped with burning arrow?
that would,
Shooting from the fort?
that'd be pretty sick. Yeah, I think like most people's essentially most people's soul power isn't enough to absorb many skills. Right? Like, what makes you guys special and what makes other exiles special is that you can absorb many skills, right? But they might be able to absorb one skill, which is quite cool.
Okay.
So just so you guys know about the mechanic for soul skills, essentially in the role-playing game, instead of using the very complicated socket system, you can just directly absorb skills into your body and then you know them. And then when you kill people, a bit like Highlander, you can absorb the skills from them and like take them for yourself. So it's a pretty cool system where like you can take the skills of people you defeat in battle. These cameras. I hate technical issues.
Do we want to go bathroom, get a drink, stuff like that? If he's not back, then we
Yeah.
just readjust the cameras.
Yeah.
What you could do as well is just find a picture to put there. Like, you don't actually need his camera there at all, because it's not live.
Yeah, that's true. I could just actually fix the cameras now. Let me do that.
Yep.
We
I'll
can
take a
just,
short break.
Oh,
Cool,
wait,
yeah.
don't change everything. Make a copy of the scene. And then change them.
That's a good idea.
So that if he comes back, he can do it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, see you guys in 5 minutes. Okay, let's try to fix this camera, guys. I'm waiting for the day that Discord actually adds video calls in, and I'm sure it's going to be like 1,000,000 times better than Skype. That's just my...
It would be amazing.
This is going to be... That's my suspicion. Okay, go. Amie, you're on camera again. Hi.
Yay! Hello.
Okay. Next is... Ziggy.
I challenge you to survive a crit by Mithiel, chat. I challenge you.
How much damage does he do on a crit? I think it's kind of disgusting. The thing about Mithiel's character is, like, he one-shots nearly everything and gets one-shot by nearly everything. Like, he really is, like, the ultimate glass cannon.
It's beautiful. Amie everywhere. I feel like I should do some sort of synchronized dance. Path of Exile. We're casting spells and critting with weapons. Okay, I'm gonna make a cup of tea and stop bleeding ears.
Okay, I got Ziz. Ziz, you're back in camera.
Hi.
You can stop picking that booger of yours. Okay.
What? I was AFK. I couldn't move.
Bloop. And we need to think of an appropriate picture for... what kind of picture do we think truly represents Cute Dog?
Big picture of Mathel?
Yes. Mathel. Let's find it. Okay. Yes.
Careful about Googling Mathel. I'm just kidding. Oh, wow.
I don't know which one is the best here. This is very difficult. We're gonna go for...
I think that's from the AMA.
Yeah.
Why has someone made an album of him eating bananas?
I
mean,
don't know, but
what do you think?
It's what we need.
It pleases them.
Yeah. It's
What
what
can I
we
say?
need. Okay, now let's add this to the overlay. Oh god, this is so good. Okay. It's like I don't actually think we I don't think we need Q-Dog's camera anymore. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think this will suffice for his image forever. I hope he comes back though. I really do.
So for Cute Dog, you have a picture of Mathel because of Mithiel. Right.
Eating a banana,
Gotcha.
it's like his dream fruit.
Yeah, okay, alright. I gotcha.
Is the chat overlay working? Yeah, it is now. Okay, everything's working, I think. I hope, I pray. Yeah, it's a little traumatic when someone leaves the Skype call. I really hope Cute Dog makes it back. I wonder why his phone died. Maybe he ran out of data.
Maybe he ran out of data, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Come back, guys. Should we just carry on without him?
Yeah,
I think we
play.
can probably do the immediate part without him, yeah.
Okay. Suddenly, dramatically, you see Mithiel cough, splutter as the curse from the start of Rayclast swirls around him and encases him in ice. Try as you may, you chip away at it, but it does not break, no matter what you do. And it seems that for now, Mithiel at most can be towed around with you, like a rope or something.
Oh dear, it seems his life signal has been interrupted, perhaps due to some limitations. Something like that. I guess for now we might just have to leave him here. And I start covering up the block of frozen Mithiel with shrubbery.
Just in the spirit of lore, should I just like soul link him while he's like weird?
You can literally just drag him around with you. He's surprisingly light and not very heavy.
I know, I meant like controlling him in fights and stuff if we get into anything.
Oh, you can't control him. He's gone. He's encased in a block of ice.
He's gone.
I prefer to do it that way if I can.
This could be worse. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't plan on getting in another fight immediately today. I think I'll plan right, and let me just stop. My plan, our group plan was to just go have a look, right? Scouting.
I think that is a good idea.
Just from a balance perspective, one of the reasons why I prefer removing him from the equation is this really is a sandbox game. So, like I'm not going to go easy on you just because Mithiel disappeared. You need to play differently now that you don't have him. Does that make sense?
Oh dear.
I'm now
DM,
the group
sorry,
DPS. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. I would like to talk to Lena. I walk up to Lena. Lena, could you tell us? We're on a bit of a mission here, if you will.
Yes.
We have some acquaintances at the Forest Encampment, and we're looking to gauge their level of threat to us, I guess, just in case things don't work out as we plan. We don't need to know too much more detail than that for now. We would like to know if there's anything you know about the Forest Encampment, given your local proximity.
We are very close to the Forest Encampment, she says. It's perhaps a 20-minute walk from here. I used to be part of the settlement, but they exiled us. Yes, we got exiled twice. They exiled us for... Well,
people?
Let's not get into the details as to why we were exiled. I mean, I'm sure you don't want to talk about why you got exiled, so let's just say that...
Oh no, I'm happy to tell the tale. It was a grand tale. I just instantly go into the diatribe. Like I just instantly roll into the story of how I got exiled in great detail, and just really in great detail discussing with her the depths of my depravity that got me exiled.
Rockwell, please do tell us.
I've already told this story.
Okay, give us the cliff notes of the detailed story.
I slept with all of the Blackguard's wives multiple times at the same time, and some of the Blackguards themselves. And they didn't take too kindly to that. And one particularly epic bender night, I was while I was passed out, carried to the high court. And when I awoke, I was naked and smeared in defecation all up the statues of the sacred steps. And, well, they don't take kindly to that sort of befoulment of the sacred.
Yeah, when you actually ran into the Blackguards, I remember you hiding your character behind the zombies because you were like, they better not see me because I probably slept with their wife.
Exactly. Me and the Blackguards don't get along so well, so... Yeah. Yes, I was exiled for befoulment of the highest order, but I did not do it. Just oh my god. I did all the other stuff, just not that. I would not befoul myself, right? Obviously.
Well, Lena the Silverhead Archer, she kind of looks at you and goes, well, you might be proud of why you were exiled, Rockwell, but maybe most of us here would prefer to keep that a secret, she says. Either way.
Not proud, I just believe in being an open book.
She's like, that's great, I'm glad that's working for you. She says icily.
So what can you tell us about the camp then and the occupants? In particular, we are interested in one individual, one by the name of Ventor.
Yes, she says Ventor. Ventor and Havoc, new faces on the scene, she says. The Forest Encampment initially was led by an old, kindly man called Edemir. Very smart and very knowledgeable about the history of the island. And he ruled the encampment, well, I'd like to say he was a bit weak and pathetic of a man, and he couldn't deal with the harsh necessities of survival. That's why me and my brother left the settlement, because they wouldn't do what needed to be done. However, she said, she continues. One day, walking into the settlement came Ventor, an unassuming-looking man, young, icy blue eyes, and a friendly demeanor. Well, turns out he has a heart of stone and is the most merciless, brutal man I have ever seen. Needless to say, Amie is now in a cage, missing several body parts, and Ventor is being steadily growing an army, and steadily growing control over this area of the Forest Encampment. The man, quite frankly, is strategically a genius, and he's nearly caught us several times.
I just got an idea for later when we eventually want to fight them. How about we torch this camp that we're in now and bait the others out, and then we can ambush them somewhere. Not now, but later when we have more information.
It's a solid idea. We could draw them out and have have as much support as we can gather at the time.
We could, but I hope you understand the scale of this problem. Like I said, Ventor is creating an army, and himself individually, he's incredibly powerful, as is his subordinate, Havoc. The two of them I've seen decimate dozens of enemies with ease by themselves. Now, the interesting thing about Ventor is he follows a convert or die policy. He won't kill anyone. If you serve under him, he will leave you be, but you need to follow him with 100% loyalty, and that's not something I was willing to do at the time.
Yes, so just to be clear, we're not looking to make an enemy of him right now, because if we were to do that, we're just discussing and exploring it as an option. We don't like being indebted to anyone, in short, but we would need some powerful allies were we to decide that we did no longer wanted to be their subordinates.
I have a plan forming in my head. Okay, so remember I mentioned setting fire to the hut, then they're going to most likely set a scouting party out. Well, what we can do is find out like the most likely path they're going to take, set up traps, get a lot of our cannibals, maybe have like something, it doesn't even necessarily, well, preferably there will be spikes at the end of the trap so we impale a lot of them into their impending death so we can pick up some of their loot later. But also, we can have our cannibals standing there with
just pat him on the back. I'm just patting him on the back. That's very good. That's very good. Those are brilliant tactics. But what we need right now is strategy, my friend.
Yes, this is like, we need to scout first, but like, this can be a good way to kill them later.
And even decide if killing them is something that we want to do now, in the near future, or ever.
But that's my default action.
I know, but just think, there are so many people on this island, and so many of them have great riches and loots, and we can kill so many of them. But we should always just think about the repercussions of the particular ones that we decide to kill. You know, we are the bosses of our own destinies. We can make them manifest in whatever way we choose. And we can choose which ones we want to kill.
I choose to kill them all. It's great. I love it.
By the way,
I suffer 1d10 points of mental damage.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. One of the things is, remember, you can sense Lena's like emotions, which she's pretty much doesn't seem to have any. The first emotion you've ever felt her feel is fear when she talks about Ventor.
Could you tell us a bit about... Is Havoc scarier? Oh, sorry. Go on.
Go, Gracie.
Go, yeah.
I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit of the makeup of the army. Are we talking about archers, melee, spellcasters?
Ventor seems to favor ranged individuals as much as possible. Archers, spellcasters, that kind of thing. He also is a big fan of traps, glyphs. There'll be dozens of glyphs all around the Forest Encampment to detect anyone coming nearby.
That's useful.
He also keeps very strict watch around the general area, so there will always be people on the palisades of the Forest Encampment watching in case anyone comes. One of the things I would say about Ventor is because of his conversion style, most people hate his guts. So given the opportunity, I think a lot of people would be willing to betray him. That being said,
Yeah.
right now, I would say the balance of power in this area is very delicate between the 3 bandit lords. You know about the 3 bandit lords, right? She says.
Not really, no. That sounds like pertinent information.
Yeah, because
Alira.
you guys come from the coast,
We
right?
know about Alira, yes. We do know about Alira.
You know about Alira. Well, there's 2 more bandit lords you need to worry about. Oak, a brute of a man, and Creighton. Well, he's a sneaky bastard. She smiles and goes,
He sounds
"We-
nice.
We had some good times," she says. Anyway. They've all been edging for power, and Ventor's power's been growing so much recently, he's starting to step on the toes of the other bandit lords. I don't know who's going to be fighting who, but I sense the kettle's going to be boiling soon, if you know what I mean.
You know, we may not have to kill all these people. We could just try to lure his people out. Ventor might be the sort of guy to stay behind in his fort, so we could maybe sneak in and kill Ventor and convert all these people. Then we make new friends.
He does sound like he might pose a great threat to us, a mortal threat to us, even as an individual. So it is something I'm aware of at the moment. But it does sound like we could potentially orchestrate a situation, and perhaps going and meeting some of these bandits might be a good idea. I'd like to pose an idea to you. Should we even approach the Forest Encampment right now? If it's trapped to all buggery, and with great lookouts and all sorts of archers and spellcasters and trappers and things, should we approach right now?
Well, no, I think you have a point there, Rockwell, and I know you think my ideas are a bit crazy, but what we could do is we could talk to all of the bandit lords and sort of orchestrate that we are going to attack him with them.
I
But
like that idea
we
so
talk-
much,
we
it feels
say-
like I almost had it myself.
But we say that to all of them, so they all attack at the same time, and then they also fight each other. And then there's just this big clusterfuck war, and we can just pick up the spoils and just go around looting and killing the rest who are remaining.
I will
definitely
say,
like this idea, says Lena.
I fucking love your line of thinking right now, Zavon. The only difficulty for us as a group, given our history, is I think that would take a great deal of patience and delicacy.
Are you saying I'm
delicate
not
treatment.
patient, Rockwell? What are you saying? I am very. I am so patient.
My only response to that particular question is the word pineapple.
I love pineapples and loot.
I know. But
I'm
pineapples are
sitting right now.
spiky and uncomfortable to hold and quite obvious. They're a very distinctive fruit. And that sort of thing draws a lot of attention. And if we wanted to navigate a situation in which an all-out war would happen that we are not a part of, in other words, getting our asses kicked, so that we can then swoop in and take the power, then pineapples might draw too much attention.
Lena kind of raises her hand momentarily and goes, if I might just say something. I'm
Shoot,
not
Lena.
familiar with the bandit lord, the Lord Alira and Oak. But I did used to have a relationship, she says, with Creighton. I could arrange an introduction for you.
You might very well earn the removal of those runes far sooner than originally intended.
Thank you.
I like
she
that.
says. You can see her feeling excited at the thought of that.
I give her a high five.
She looks at your
Does-
hand hovering in the air.
Does she high five? Fucking left hanging, brutal.
I explain what a high five is, so she can high five me and not leave me hanging like some savage.
Zavon, I think she knows what a high five is.
She might not. She's a savage.
Since you hold power over my life,
I feel like the no heart in it forced slavery high five is worse than no high
it's like
five.
literally a slavery high five. It's like, high five me or I'll kill you. Okay.
I don't feel like that has the same effect. It doesn't really feel right. I feel like of all the things we've done as a group, that was the most disgusting. Forcing a slave to high five us.
It's dark. It's really dark.
I
won't lie.
won't sleep well tonight.
I will sleep just fine.
Okay, so a question to the group now. Are you gonna try and take a look in this forest encampment? Are you happy to just leave now and go back to base? What are your...
I'm a little scared
Well,
of
Miss-
setting up some alarm traps without any preparation.
Agreed. They might be very skillful in that regard too, and they might be beyond our capabilities to detect, which could be disastrous. And we could show our hand too early, where we just
Well-
How far is it within view if I were to say climb a tree?
20
You could
minutes,
actually
so-
probably see it if you climb to the top of the trees. Your visibility wouldn't be very good, but you could get an actual look.
Great,
I would like to attempt to climb a tree.
Yeah, maybe both of you could, and Savon could use his what are we calling that? Predator vision.
Yeah, can I leap Sam to the top of a pine?
Of course.
Savon, remember we're trying to not be noticed. Could you
A tree
please
gets
just
crushed in the
quietly
woods.
climb the tree?
Okay, but it
You
gives
might
me
notice
maneuver.
someone jumping up to the top of a
I
tree.
want to hear it.
Okay. You get to the top of the tree. It's not like you don't need to roll. Like, you take your time. It's fine. Savon leap slams to the top of the tree. And then the tree breaks and it falls down. And then he's like, and then he climbs up to the next tree. So either way, it's great. It's good. It's great. Anyway, so you're both hanging on top of your trees. Make perception checks. As you can see off in the distance, above the canopy of the forest.
I'm just
Forest
keeping watch downstairs, making sure no one's approaching.
Does my soul vision give me a bonus to this?
No. Not. Soul vision allows you to see entities distinctively, I guess. But it doesn't really matter because you roll a 1 anyway, Savon. So you're just like swinging on the tree. It's great fun. Savon,
It's
you
like
get 7.
riding like a mechanical bull.
You are playing with my monkeys as well. They're having a blast climbing this tree with you as well.
You see, actually, Grace, you look down and you see your 5 monkeys are sitting in a circle, and they're playing catch with the bandit heads.
Oh, then okay, that's more interesting. All right, yep, go for it.
Gracie, what do you see up there? I'm not even gonna bother asking Savon because I can see from here that he's not paying attention.
Aren't they cute? I think this is probably the best bunch I've had yet. Sorry, the camp.
The camp, Grace, if you will. If you will.
Narrowing your eyes, Grace, with your very sharp vision with an 18, which is a very good result. You can just make out some of the details of the forest encampment, and everything you see seems to confirm what Lena said about the place actually seems to be very heavily fortified and well watched. You see several groups of individuals patrolling the palisade around the forest encampment, eyes carefully peeled looking for intruders, though you're far enough away that you're not really in their line of vision. It seems that the forest encampment itself, that they've purposely cleared a lot of trees around it, so that there's roughly a 1 kilometer clear field around the camp.
So there's no stealthy approach.
You see what appear to be a lot of different kinds of wooden cages. Some of them with people inside. You can't quite make out the details of it. And many individuals walking around the camp. The camp seems to be very busy and bustling.
All right. Well, I will describe that to the others
Sure.
when
That's
Zavon
not-
has calmed down from his tree hunt.
Thank you, Gracie. That is indeed helpful information. So it's a definite case of us not having a safe, stealthy approach vector, not easily at least, and that clearing area could well be trapped to all buggery.
I am tempted to release the people in the cages and get them to fight for us, but that just seems like...
Yeah, that'd be like one of the final steps in some sort of plan would be to release them and make havoc in the camp.
Lena
Not
nods
havoc,
and goes, the
but,
people in those
havoc.
cages are being converted right now. Ventor's conversion therapy, as he calls it, is very inventive, she says, with a smile.
Does he use similar techniques to what we employed on you? To persuade?
Far worse, she says.
Okay.
Let's just say that
Maybe I
Ventor
can
is
get some tips.
Ventor is happy to leverage the links of family and friendship to get people to do what they want, as well as the liberal lopping off of body parts. His favorite technique is strapping someone down and dripping water on their forehead until they submit to him. Doesn't sound that bad, but trust me, after a week of that, you'll go crazy. Just a little crazy.
I've heard of this technique before. It's terrible.
I have a better one. If you put like a towel over their mouth and then you just pour some
Oh
water
my
on.
god. I forget sometimes that Zban is a shadow.
I'm just gonna throw out for like a general what I'm comfortable with as a game master when it comes to the subject of torture. That's about as far as I want to go. So I'm gonna say that, like, generally speaking, Ventor tortures people horribly until they join his side. But I'm not gonna go extensively into the details of it, if that's okay.
I agree with that. I think it's good to establish boundaries in games like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is
Probably
Rayclast.
making-
It's a dark place, you know. People do horrible things.
Yeah.
There's no civilization, and this Ventor guy is like, he's a real badass, right? He's nasty as hell. But you can imagine beyond what I've described.
Right. Oh fuck! I already forgot her name.
Lena.
Lena.
It's Lena, she says.
I apologize, my dear. I have terrible memory for names. True story. Lena. How would one get to this bandit camp acquaintance? This bandit acquaintance that you have, whom I've also forgotten the name of.
His name is Crichton, she says, and goes, well, Rockwell, you look like you're getting...
Crichton?
Crichton.
Critter?
Crescent?
Crichton?
Crescent. He's a crescent.
She goes,
Crichton.
look,
It's a
Rockwell, I
Crichton.
can see you are in the later years of your life, so I understand if you may be forgetful. But don't worry, I'm here to remember things for you.
I pat my keg belly. I'm like, I still have plenty of vigor about me.
And she looks down briefly and goes, of that I am absolutely certain.
Indeed. I'm actually only 22. It's just heavy drinking and opiates. Maybe look like I'm in my 50s.
She goes, we have some options, some of them you won't like. First is we could travel through the Forest Encampment. It's a very key position in that it controls a lot of the back and forth between areas of the forest.
Let's put a pin in that one.
Yeah, that's what I thought, she said. Otherwise, if you're good at climbing, she says, looking to the east, there's this massive cliff that runs all along the side of the forest. If we can get up that, we can actually go directly into Creighton's territory quite quickly. So she stares at the jagged, mossy, slippery rocks and goes, it's quite a climb. And if you fall, once you're halfway up or more, you're probably going to die, she says.
Can we take a short rest to get my mana back up and things like that?
Yeah, your
Mana would be
that's
fine, but Gracie is in need of healing.
No, I'm not.
You're all good?
Single fast charge heals me.
She's an ES-based character, so like one flash charge
Right.
is all she needs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I do want to say, guys, just as a reminder, there were 6 fast charges floating by the end of that.
I
Oh,
think
I know.
Off the 2 bandits and then the bandit that you stabbed. Ziz.
Okay, sweet. Got him.
Like, I could go with 2, but you can take whatever you need and whatever.
I would need 4 at least to go up to 8.
Lena continues and she goes, there's one final option. We could go all the way back to the coast. There's a pass near a large prison, she says. If we go through that pass, we'll enter Alira's territory. Then we can travel further, passing Oak's territory, and go directly into Creighton's. So that's a very long journey, she says.
It's a circuitous route, but that does take us past many points of interest.
It does.
I do recall, and I'd like to say, Lena, do you mind just giving us a moment and stepping away for a moment while we have a discussion? I
Of
appreciate
course.
your insights.
Of course, my master, she says. By the way, just throwing out there, especially considering you're missing Mathilde Huan, I'm happy to control Lena and fight for you with her in any combats you may encounter. Okay, she steps away, and plugs
Yeah, I
up
feel
her
like she'll
ears, so to
get
speak.
she'll probably get gibbed by anything that would take on us. So.
She's not bad.
Yeah, I just whispered to us, like, we should probably just be a little bit aware of how much information we share in front of her.
Yep.
Just in case, as a precaution. We do have a potential ally in Sawbones, which could be quite powerful. An army of the dead could certainly help out in any future engagements. Not to say anything that your army of the dead isn't impressive, but imagine 2 necromancers.
I'm just like, they are playing catch.
Yeah,
with the bandit head. They are hilarious.
monkeys are tossing around head right now. I mean, just more of that general.
No, I'm for that.
The only thing I'm worried about with the other pass is that we might encounter the blackguards, because they're in that pass.
Yeah, they're controlling it right now.
Also, I'm a little worried. They just said controlling it. I'm a little worried about Mathiel being actually turned solid. Just his curse. I don't think I'm up for a long journey. I do like the idea of maybe ducking into the prison if it's not too difficult. But can I just get a check? How high is the wall?
The cliff face is about 750 meters high.
Out of character for a second, what sort of check would one make for something like that?
Climbing will be athletics. Straight up athletics.
What
check.
if we had a chain of monkeys?
Like that game.
Like the game.
Then all your problems would be solved. No, I think rope and stuff would help. Getting proper climbing gear would be very helpful as well. Like pythons that you can smash into the rock, that kind of thing.
We don't have like 20 yards of rope and a 10-foot pole. Isn't that like standard adventuring
We're in a
kit?
camp. We're in a camp.
I would say that you have that. Like that's especially, or you would have gotten it from the bandit camp that you've just like.
Well, we have the 10-foot pole, but I'm talking about the rope.
I'm actually up for the prison too, if that's what we want to do.
Yeah, it seems like a good stopping point, and then we could make our way around to each of the bandits and find out whether we could learn anything useful.
Yeah, and the blackguards, they wanted us to kill Alira, so they might be on our team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against the idea of utilizing the blackguards to our advantage. I mean, I've done a lot of that in my own past. Just that there will be a certain level of awkwardness there that I'll have to avoid any dealings with them.
We can just disguise you. We can just cover you in mud.
We will just put a bag on your head.
Oh yeah, tie him up. Say he's a prisoner.
I'm afraid that it's not my bagged head that they would recognize.
Oh right. Monkeys surrounding.
I would just like to say that the entire city of Oliath has seen me naked on the steps of the High
Sling it
Court.
over your shoulder, it'll be fine.
Suddenly, Lena stops and goes, "Oh, you're that guy."
Lena, you're not supposed to be listening to us.
Oh, sorry.
I think you might have said that really loud, though.
Yeah, I think she
has.
has.
To remind you.
I'll say that's the only part she overheard, because he said that very loud and proud. Oh, you're that guy. Oh, sorry, she says, and she walks a bit further away.
Lena, back over there.
So should we head to the prison then?
Yeah. I mean, we might want to just drop off our petrified body or something. I guess we can bring it with us. I mean, I figure he'll sleep off his current ailments. I am afraid that it might be the effects of the amulets, but hopefully he'll pull through. I am somewhat concerned.
From what you can understand of the magic wrapped around him, it seems like he is slowly thawing, and that whatever the amulet's doing, it's put him in a temporary stasis that he's trying to get out of slowly.
Okay.
Poor Mathiel.
Can we just say for like sick law action that he's been absorbed into the necklace temporarily?
Yeah, that's even more convenient. Yeah, okay. I like that. That's a really good idea, Ziggy. Yeah, his whole being is just being into the amulet.
So we see this, and I pick up the amulet, and I just like, I guess I better keep this safe, so I store it in my pouch.
Okay.
Is he double striking?
You can hang it around your stuff.
Loincloth. Yeah,
In your
I just tuck it into my loincloth.
Yeah.
Bling.
my
okay.
leather hammock.
So, can we open up the map and fast forward?
Yeah, actually, I'm very happy
Fast
to do
travel?
that. So you guys decide to hit back, and you go through the forest, through Mavale's cave. You go, hey, what's up, Fairgraves guys? You see they're like building up a second ship, and they seem to be having a great time. You're like, what's up, guys? Bye. And you go all the way back to Camp Cannibal / Lion Eyes Watch. Which one?
Cannibal.
Well, straight
Yeah.
to the prison, I thought.
Well, you're gonna go there through the waypoint, right? You've got the coordinates. So
Oh,
you-
yeah.
We have to wait. Yeah, then we don't have to deal with the blackguards. You know, we can.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
waypoint
let's
to
And
do
you
that.
don't have to break into the prison. You can
All
just
right.
teleport into it.
So we fast travel back to Cannibal Camp. Hopefully nothing untoward happens, since we pretty much own most of this area.
You pretty much own the whole
Give them their
area you're
gems.
traveling through. Yeah, you're fine.
I give
So
them
once we
burning
get
arrow,
there-
lightning arrow.
We introduce Lena to the key members of the camp and inform them that she's going to be working with us, and she's another reformed cannibal. So hopefully they'll hit it off and talk about their previous cannibal experiences. They can have their like Cannibal Holics Anonymous or something meetings together.
Did Havoc visit while we were gone?
Oh yes, it's been 1 day or 2 days.
It's been a day.
Did-
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
Okay.
To the prison.
Should we
Hegemony,
should we wait around and be here for that before we leave?
Hegemony comes to you and he's like, Havoc has been and he has taken the orbs. He
Oh.
says that this is
Oh.
a satisfactory amount for the week. And then he says, it appears we're paying a tithe to Ventor to be safe. And not only that, it appears that Ventor is perhaps interested in arriving to discuss terms of our, he says, looking very concerned, surrender unto his greatness.
I was afraid something like this might happen. It seems we
Yes.
might have drawn their attention too much.
Look, they didn't mention you or anything.
We need,
This seems to be their standard operating procedure. Subjugation.
yeah, I want to try and stall that situation as long as possible. I'll just have you know, Hegemony, that we do have plans to get this situation under control, and we don't want you guys to be subjugated to anyone else but us. just
I
kidding.
prefer to be a man
We
that is
value
free.
freedom. Exactly. We value your freedom.
Speaking of freedom,
So do
I see you
I
slave
call
link that.
dibs on his head.
Oh, sorry, Zivan.
I call dibs on his head.
It'll be good to kill Ventor, he says, with a smile. Not that you can see him smiling behind his
Yeah.
mask. Hegemony
So
says,
I was gonna say I introduced Lena to everyone, and Hegemony is pretty much a main person here. I'd like to say, kind of just like briefly explain the situation in which we found her, and explain that we have, as a safety precaution,
slave linked her.
used the slave links as a temporary tool.
He says,
Sorry.
Lena, come here, he says. As Lena walks up to him, he takes out a knife, cuts his hand, takes the blood from his hand, and like paints some runes on her cheeks, and activates a slave link as well. He looks at you and goes, I'll keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't do anything untoward. She can earn her
Good.
freedom.
Yes, that would be great if you guys could see to her integration, much as you
Wow.
have many others in the past, while we go deal with something, and then we'll be back because we will need her help in the future.
I think the slave link is a good initial step for people we don't know or trust.
I'm glad.
As much as I like this plan, I think that we are a little bit outgunned right now with Mathilde being inside of a necklace and going on a holiday. So how about we bring Lena with us to the prison and she can prove herself that way?
I am concerned that if she dies, if she were to, let's just say, have an unfortunate ending in the prison, that would leave us short an introduction to Creighton, which could be very valuable.
Lena seems disappointed because she seemed quite excited for action.
Is there a way we can tell which NPCs are protected by this one single hit thing, Angry? Like, if she gets one hit, does she die?
Oh, you mean like plot armor?
Yeah.
If she joins your party, I'm happy to give her relative plot armor so that she will not die in one hit.
Can I
can
make
just tell you
like a soul? What is it? Soul? Is it soul manipulation? Is the one that you can? No, what's the one that you can like gauge someone's power by?
That is soul manipulation. Yes.
Okay, can I, or who has the best soul manipulation? Can we try and gauge her power?
I think either
Sure.
6.
Actually, I
Can
think
uncover some
Mathil's is the
information
best.
about her?
His dex is so high.
Oh,
necklace
Oh yeah,
Fine.
Mathiel has 10. Just yeah. Cool. I'll roll for Mathiel then, I guess.
Well, he's a
Oh wait,
necklace.
he's not here.
Oh yeah,
Necklace
Mathiel
Fine.
can't actually because he's currently in an amulet. Never mind.
I'll roll for me then.
Okay, so this rolls a 2, gets 8.
And Grace
Grace.
got 10.
Grace gets 10.
I'll have. I mean, we might as well all have a crack at it. So we're just like all standing there, looking her up and down.
You're kind of like staring at her. She's like, I suddenly feel self-conscious.
We're terrible.
She's not weak.
do we-
That's all you know. Like she's not a weakling by any means.
Well, Rockwell, I definitely understand your concern of her dying, but I have an even greater concern, and that is me or you dying. I don't want you guys, my friends, to come to any hurt, so I think we should bring her with us.
I think so too. Maybe she could just write a letter to Creighton,
Oh,
just in case.
I would like to just as Gracie says that, just look at her and say, "Can you write?"
I don't know how to write, she says. However, I don't think Creighton would accept anything except a face-to-face
I
guarantee.
Perhaps maybe a little bit of a hint to your romance.
It was a while ago, she says. Back in Oriath, before we were sent here.
I don't
Yeah.
think she wants to give us any reason to not keep her more alive. So
How about this?
I will do my best
That
to
is
keep her alive.
extremely perceptive of you, Savon.
How about this, she says, calculatingly. I will set up the introduction with Creighton, and I will fight with every ounce of my being. Every bit of passion and excellence I can muster in this prison of yours. And I will accept no loot, but then you release me of the slave link afterwards, assuming everything is successful.
I would say if you prove yourself in the prison, that could be acceptable.
I think that's fair.
And then I can
That
make my own
seems
decision, she
reasonable,
says. I can stay or leave, as I see fit.
Yeah.
I would like to append to that after you have made the introduction to Creighton, right?
Of course.
Correct?
Of course, she says.
Okay. Yeah, no, you would be all of our permanent additions here to our civilization.
Yeah, we do
Count-
not keep
for
any actual
accountable?
slaves. You are not a
Yeah.
slave either. It is just a safety precaution.
Just temporary
Exactly.
slavery, she says. Your approach is very humane. I think it's very easy to exploit and take advantage of. But I understand why
yes,
you do it, and I respect it.
In a land like this, I think, this is a reasonable level of slavery.
What you
But
realize,
everyone who has earned their place is free to leave or stay as they choose.
yeah, what you realize from the slave link, like considering people are meant to have emotions, is that like Lena is a complete freaking psychopath. Like not in like a necessarily murder you way, but just in a like she clearly doesn't seem to
Pragmatic.
understand how other people feel. Like she
She
just
seems,
She's
pragmatic.
She's just trying to like not die, and she'll do anything to do that. And she but you get the feeling she'll literally do anything. Like she's
She
completely
seems perfect.
soulless. Yeah, soulless.
Okay.
Hedgie, just a bit of an idea we had while we were out, dearie. Perhaps you'd like to forge a soul link with one of us, just so if Venter comes back with a bit of an army, we can scurry back and help.
That's a good idea.
Blood rushes down his hand, and then he's like, "Where would you like the symbol, my dear?"
Oh, on me?
You said a soul link.
Okay,
Good
yeah,
idea.
I thought he'd want to link with someone else, but this feels nice. It's gonna go on my arm, bicep, because that's what Hedgie is to me. It's a strong arm.
He turns to the two of you, Savon, Rockwell. Would you like a link as well?
Right here, my friend. High five.
He says,
All
"As
right.
brothers," he says, holding your hand as the blood runs down and mingles. Cool. He links with you as well, Savon. The blood link.
We've all linked through there. You have I feel like this is a bit of a serious commitment, but I think that you are a noble individual, and I am honored to have a soul bound to you like this.
Thank you, my friend. He says, no, now, my brother. And he embraces you. He's very strong.
A bit of a hug off.
He's all pumped up with that. You can now that you've linked with him, like you can sense his, like 100% his genuine, his honor, his sense of, he has a very strong sense of honor, and he feels very genuine towards you guys in terms of his loyalty.
I had no doubt of that, and I needed no soul link to know that.
Right.
Does Lena seem to have like a bloodthirst?
No.
Like it. Oh. Aw.
What do you
Siobhan
want
is sad.
from this woman? My
Siobhan is
goodness.
sad.
She seems excited. She seems to be excited at the idea of combat. She does seem to enjoy it. Even beyond being coldly rational about it, she enjoys fighting, which does, I guess, indicate a level of bloodthirst. But it's not like Warcraft 2 orc bloodthirst. It's like dog. Like
Siobhan looks endearingly at her.
Undabu. Why are there not orcs in Path of Exile? This will just make my day. I love orcs. Ooh, that felt kind of nice. Okay, so are you guys going to Axiom Prison now? Do you want to chat to Sawbones first? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. I removed from, I believe it was in Gracie's pack.
Yeah, like covered in like blankets and stuff, so he can't.
And rock. It's like got rocks and shit battering around it there.
Yeah.
I uncover it all, and I go, Gracie, would you like to chat to your necromancer friend?
Oh, dearie. Tap, 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 tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
Vol's mirror glitters,
It's like you
and
tapping on the phone
suddenly
receiver.
you see the pale face of Sawbones, the necromancer, appear. Just a quick reminder, Sawbones is the necromancer who's currently trapped in Axiom Prison, and he's pleaded for you guys to rescue him from the dreaded Brutus and this undead skeleton called Chatters. He wants to get out of here, and then he will serve you afterwards if you save him. He's been trapped there for just a couple of 100 years. Okay, so Sawbones goes, my pretty long time no see. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello,
You look
dearie.
lovely
Yes.
today, might I say, Grace.
Oh,
Absolutely
thank you.
charming.
I've had a great little stroll out in the forest.
Rayclass can be such a beautiful place.
Oh,
Now,
absolutely.
how can I assist you?
Just wanting to catch up about the situation in this prison at the moment.
My minions have been waging war with the skeletal general called Chatters. It's a bit of a stalemate, unfortunately. I have my necromantic powers, Chatters has the numbers. I've been playing defensively, hoping you'd come to my assistance. Is that going to be happening anytime soon?
We are coming to help you now, Sawbones.
It's like FaceTime, and Saban just like pokes his head over Grace's shoulder. Like, oh, man. I'm like just kind of over the shoulder too.
If I were to pop in today, put the kettle on, how is the waypoint situated as far as army positions go in there?
At the moment, my love, it is unsecured, but I could send my forces to secure it momentarily.
Oh, that would be just divine.
He clicks his finger and you see a wisp of blue flame appear around his hand. The command is being sent. Give them 10 minutes and it should be fine.
Cool.
Are
there
we
anything
all
else you need
rested
to
up
know,
and
my
ready to go?
Yeah, I think we are, aren't we?
Charmed, I'm sure. I look forward to seeing you. Just so you know, I'm on the west side of the prison. East side is Chatters, and if you go down the center, you'll run into Brutus himself.
Good thing we have our compass, Gracie.
Ta-ta, he says.
Alright, tear pop!
And we like bundle it up with rocks and shit.
So you can't eavesdrop on the conversations, yeah. Great. You wait a healthy amount of time, and then you go to your waypoint, which is more like Stargate in my version of Rayclass, because I love Stargate. And Chevron locked. Dink, dink,
Okay.
dink. And the
Mr.
bluish-
DM, as we stand in front of the Stargate as it opens, I place a Stormcall marker on myself.
Just in case.
And just hold it.
I like it.
Just hold it.
You've also, I'm going to assume you've got overwhelming military response, just in case something comes rushing through.
Yeah, we've
classic
got the
Stargate.
cannibals with their spears and shit going on. Have they
got
constructed
burning
the
arrow now.
walls and gates that are requested around the waypoint? Seen
Yes, they have.
barricades
Yes,
set
they
up.
have. They've basically made like at the moment, a primitive kill room. Essentially a large box with lots of arrow slits that they can shoot through when people come through.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
All right, we await outside the entrance, and we just want to. I think we just like kind of sit for a bit and just
Yeah.
see
Zombies.
if anything comes through.
I'm gonna
Zombies
send my
are.
zombies in. Yeah.
Are you sending your zombies through first? You might lose control of them on the other side, though.
Yeah, I think you will lose control of them if they step through the portal without you, I'm afraid.
I can
Hold
go
it.
through
Hold it.
first.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Wait,
That's a good idea.
Can me and Rockwell set up a soul link real quick so that I can be like, okay, you guys can come through, or oh my god, reel me back in.
You'll have to buy me dinner first.
Yeah. I will say this
High-five
though.
Rockwell.
When you open the portal, a skeleton comes like walking through. He's got like this massive axe that he's like dragging on the ground. Its eyes kind of like look at you guys and goes,
Old.
and it just kind of like bows to you and and then like nods and then turns around and like starts lurching back through the portal.
Okay.
I think that's a good sign.
Can we do a soul manipulation check to see if this is like
Yeah.
controlled by
Can we see who it's controlled by?
Yeah, you
Friendly?
can make a soulcraft check. I'll see what you can do. It's a difficult check though.
I have actually pretty good soulcraft.
10.
Oh, you do.
Oh.
Gracie nailed it. Never mind. I'm not gonna bother.
I nailed it too, I'm afraid.
I see. Great. Ooh.
Oh, no, anyone.
I can't possibly get better than. Oh damn! 10 plus 10.
I got 25 and like Grace got 24. Anyway, you don't know who I'm rooting for, but the point being is, you're pretty sure, Grace, that the skeleton is controlled by Sawbones, from what you can tell.
Okay. I'll believe in my
Okay,
role.
okay, team, let us go. And I walk in first.
All right. I wait like 30 seconds. We did our soul bond, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Zizaran, you walk through the portal. Fortunately, you've had experience with the waypoint portals before, and you don't. Even though you feel like you got turned inside out, you don't throw up all over the place. You pop up on the other side with a moment of disorientation. You shake your head, you look around, and you are in Axiom Prison. A dark, dank, creepy place. And you're not alone. All around you, you see hulking, skeletal figures. There appear to be about 4 skeleton executioners, as I call them. They've got like large, thick, large, massive axes. And then you see 4 skeleton magi standing there with burning cold eyes and like magic flowing over their rune-tattooed bones. As they look at you and go, "Greetings, Savan. Welcome to Axiom Prison. We are your escort."
I like your eyes. We have the same eyes. That is so cool.
Our lives are eternal torment and pain.
Oh, that's like the opposite of mine. Well,
Are your companions arriving? We cannot hold this place forever.
I was
waited.
waiting 30 seconds. You like reach your hand through. I was waiting 30 seconds and then stepping through basically.
Okay,
So
you guys
about
come through
halfway
at
through
this
the
point.
conversation, I like step through.
You see also standing, like this is like a dead end room, this waypoint room. It's dark, it's dank, but there are like guttering torches on the side of the room. Okay, and the waypoint itself dimly illuminates this. It's like, what's cool about this prison, it's made almost entirely out of metal. The walls are metal, the floors are metal, it's rusty, it smells of old iron and blood, and there's constant dripping sound of water coming from somewhere behind the walls, like a drip, drip, drip.
So team, I was thinking there's no real reason for us to go straight to Sawbones because we've already talked to him. He knows we're here. So I was thinking, how about we go deal with Chapters right away? Just being efficient here.
Should we talk to him for some support, or
And the cup of tea.
perhaps these guys around us could come assist us?
I think just the current company should be fine for chatters, and then we set up like a proper attack on Brutus later. He sounds like a very dangerous foe, and definitely something we want to prepare for. And I
Alright,
think it would set a good example and precedent for us to deal with chatters.
Should we communicate and just ask what we should expect?
I was just going to say, can he get them to come with us?
That is a good idea.
You can pull out the mirror and chat to
pull
him,
out
yeah.
the cell phone.
You pull out
Give him a
Vol's
call.
mirror. Again, Sawbone's face appears. Ah, I see you've landed in Axiom Prison. Delightful, he says. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes. Gorgeous honor guard. You'll have to tell me where you got them.
Oh, you know, I, many years of studying the arts of undeath, I'm
Okay.
afraid. Lots of experimentation, too. Now.
Put a hold on the cup of tea. We thought we'd just pop over and deal with chatters. Can these ones come with us?
They are perfectly allowed to, though I will point out one slight snag in my skeleton warriors accompanying you. And that is, if you get too near Chatters himself. Chatters, he's what we call a warlord skeletal general. Now, I don't know who made him, but whoever did it did a really good job. And unfortunately, he's got built into his structure of his being the ability to control undead around him, including, unfortunately, perhaps my undead. Look, it would be a battle for control, but there's a chance that they would switch to his side during the fight.
We
That
wouldn't want
doesn't
them
sound
turning
very
us.
nice.
It's a
No.
risk you could take.
I
So
would
you
not like-
need fresh warm bodies to take care of him, basically, is what you're saying.
This is why I'm calling for your assistance, and why we've been a stalemate. You know, his undead get near me, I control them. My undead get near him, he controls them. It's kind of hard to kill each other at the moment. It's a little bit disappointing.
So my wee little monkey babies might not be very helpful then.
Yes. Oh, one final snag, and another reason why I've needed your assistance. The prisoners of this place, when they built it and when they incarcerated me, well, let's just say my physiology doesn't mix with waypoint portals too well, and if I go through one, I'll explode into a little million tiny pieces. That's kind of why I need to leave in the old-fashioned way, through the main entrance guarded by Brutus. So if you could kindly kill him, then I could actually leave.
Okay.
Here,
Lots to
team,
think
Fair enough.
about.
team, I have an idea. How about we bring the mages with us and we have them behind, well, like, say we have like a ranged company of you guys, and then we have me and Lina as the melee, and I will try, and I can probably taunt everything here except chatters because they're not going to be very smart. So I can try to take all the damage and danger for you guys.
I am very concerned about any skeletal mages behind us turning on us, though, from behind.
But he only does it when they're close.
Yes, but if they're close enough to shoot him, they'll be close enough to be.
Never mind, we're
controlled.
ditching all the skeletons. I was thinking melee range.
Gracie, do you think you could keep a handle on your zombies? And if worse comes to worse, do you have some way of instantly destroying them should they go rogue?
Not unless Sawbones has anything handy that I can drop by and pick it up. No.
My dear, if you come give me a quick visit, I could give you something that will not make them completely immune to the control, but could make them a bit resistant to it. And, well, we could attach some alchemical fire to the back of their heads, and you could blow them up with a thought, with the correct rune.
Oh, that's magical.
That
That
sounds
is
like
what
a
I'm
very
thinking.
good idea.
I have so much to learn.
I am a very, very clever man, and I've been studying this for many years. More years than you've all existed consecutively, so,
And clearly
Yes.
so humble as well.
well, when you're good at something, you know, I think it's okay to flaunt it just a tad.
I'm really good at looting.
To cut the long story short, you guys get escorted to Sawbone's domain, and it seems, true to his word, the east-west side of the prison, Axiom Prison, is very carefully controlled by him. You see masses of undead, all modified by Sawbone's trademark, which is that they all have like jagged bone bits sticking out from different angles, essentially like a serrated modifier that makes all of his undead have like higher critical chance. And you see, you know, look, okay, going in there, like you're growing into the belly of the beast, so to speak. Like, you're going to get surrounded by a lot of undead by going to Sawbones. Are you okay with that? Do you trust them?
Yeah, I'd like to say we'll be on guard, and yeah, but I think we go along with it, right?
Okay.
This is like walking into a gallery for me, a museum.
Like,
It's
ooh,
wonderful.
Wow. Your zombies are kind of like, "Rrr." They feel intimidated. You see, like, every now and then, like, you know, a massive, like, 10-foot tall skeleton clearly made out of, like, 3 different skeletons, like, lurch at you and go, "Who are you?" And then stop, you know, clearly being commanded by Sawbones to stand down. Finally, you arrive into this massive antechamber, well lit. You see, like, this beautiful tapestries on the side. You see thousands of books strewn along bookcases, put along bookcases, lots of tables with different maps. Clearly someone who has had a lot of time to study, to research, to think, and clearly signs of boredom and perhaps a tinge of madness as you see floating eerily there in a long jet black robe, Sawbones himself. As he turns around and looks at you, the first time in the flesh, his pallid ashen skin and long dank black hair, and he goes, "Ah, finally in the flesh." And he looks around at all the skeletons, watching you guys, and he goes, "I guess we're the only entities with flesh." "Welcome," he says, "to my lair." He glides towards you and goes, "Shall I make the modifications to your undead?" he says.
Oh, please.
He takes out
But I am going to watch carefully.
a long metallic cylinder as he, like, injects a liquid into the back of each zombie's neck. This should make them explode when you give the correct sigil, which I'll inscribe now, he says, as he inscribes a particular sigil on each one of the zombies. They will explode, a very unimpressive explosion, but it will kill them if they get mind controlled by chatters. Or me, he says with a smile. Make a soulcraft check just to see he's doing exactly what he says he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. He's not like
No.
gonna make him explode on us, is he?
That's not great. That's really not great.
Not ideal. Okay, I get 21. So you have no idea what he's doing to your undead, but they
Seems
don't
legit.
attack you
He
as of
seems
yet.
like a straight shooter.
You do know some common sense is that you know that he can now explode your undead since he's the one that did this procedure in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I
There you
will
go.
Are we ready?
move
There
them
we
with that
go.
in mind.
None the worse for wear. I do wish you luck against Chatters. I'm sure he'll be a rather ferocious opponent, but nothing you can't handle.
Thank you. Sawbones, you seem like a nice guy. Let us go.
I am
Yeah.
not a nice guy, but thank you for
Yeah.
the compliment.
I don't know
appreciate
if
the
it's
pretense.
like the greasy black long hair, the pallid ashen skin, or the long, dank, decrepit, moldy robes, but that's just something I trust about you.
In the land of Rayclast, I guess we have rather strange allies and enemies at times. At the very
Indeed.
least, our purposes align.
Alright, cannibals and random misfits, monkey zombies, let's roll out.
He goes, I see you got those little hex bags there. He takes one and goes, I can put something in here that will help against the mind-controlling effect of chatters, if you let me.
It's a risk that he could mind control us.
Not you, sorry. Her zombies.
Sounds like a fitting upgrade.
He takes a vial with some strange floating thing inside, and he takes it. He like grinds it up with a mortar and pestle. He sprinkles it into like the hex bag, and he puts it around one of the zombies' necks, and he goes, "That should hopefully protect them." He says. I've never actually seen it done before, but like scientifically speaking, it should work.
Could I take a look at that? Just curious, maybe thinking of dabbling in necromancy a little bit.
Sure thing, my friend. You would make a very attractive zombie, he says, looking you up and down.
Why, thank you.
Good
no one's
meet
ever
you.
said that to me before.
Yes.
I make a soulcraft check on that shit.
Okay. I get 21 again. I'm rolling. My rolls are on fire.
Gracie having a crack at that too. I assume Grace would check it out before she puts it in her little satchel.
I'll
Grace gets
try.
a 17. Look, Sawbones is doing what he's saying he's doing, for sure. But he's done something else as well. You know he's done something else, but you don't know what it is.
Nope, seems legit to me.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. It's all just affecting the zombies. So as long as we act with that in mind, I think we'll be fine. We can do it.
Good luck, guys, he says, with a grin.
I have no problem with accepting these gifts from a strange necromancer. Let's roll out.
I would look into it, but he seems like such a nice guy. I just trust him.
I mean, Lena leans in and goes, look, I even get the feeling that this is kind of dodgy, but at the same time, we both want the same thing here. He doesn't really have any reason for us to betray us yet. But as soon as he does, that's when we need to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Good thinking, Lena.
Great. Let's go kill this thing, she says.
High five.
Can you organize your marching order, please?
I'm in the front.
Zombies are behind him and as far away from me as possible.
Lena's hanging as far back as possible as well, because she's an archer.
Oh.
Are these like narrow corridors? Do we have to go single file or 2x2s or?
You are going to be traveling along thin, narrow corridors. They do, on occasion, open up into large, cavernous rooms. But your marching order should represent a corridor for sure.
All right, I'm hanging back with Grace then.
Cool.
Zavon and Zombies leading the charge.
Feeling uncomfortably clustered and a little claustrophobic, you set off to the east side of Axiom Prison. The smell of iron and blood upon your nose, and the strange sights and sounds of Sawbones' laboratory fresh in your memory. Some of you being excited by the things you've seen, and others a little disgusted or horrified, perhaps. Either way, you start walking through, and just so you guys know, you need some form of illumination through many of the corridors here. So you either need to be burning a bit of soul energy to like create a flame, or carry a torch or something like that. How are you illuminating your journeys through the prison?
Good question.
We have
I
the
need
scepter
to?
still that we've set on
a
fire
scepter torch.
before. Yeah, scepter torch.
Cool.
Zavon, you want to carry the scepter torch?
Sure. Do I need to, by the way, with my soul vision blue eye thing?
Your soul vision can sense soul energy, so you can see enemies, but you can't see like walls because they don't have any energy. So you'll be like, "Oh, there's a bad guy! Dunk! Oh shit, there's a door."
Yeah,
So it's-
Zavon, you want to get that predator vision going and just scan our way forwards.
It is very useful though, because you can see through walls. You can see enemies through walls and stuff. So yeah, but you do need to have normal vision as well to really navigate this place. Okay, Zavon holding a burning scepter high. You guys start walking through the creepy, dark prison. Every now and then you hear the clicking, chattering sound of an articulated skeletal figure walking through. It seems that Sawbones prefers skeletons over zombies, especially in a place he's been trapped in for hundreds of years. And can I just say, the air is awful. It's like horribly stale, dusty, like you feel yourself gasping, like how like clammy it feels. Okay. You guys hit the main center area of the labyrinth and then start going through the east. Please make perception checks.
Can do.
You've got your soul vision on, right, Zavon?
Yep. Always. Does it help?
It does. It allows you to see extra things based on your check. You don't need to change the die roll, but you'll just see more.
I'm rolling
18.
just god awful tonight.
Oh my god. Rockwell. Bad days, man. 3 into a
Fucking
13.
1 to 3 is my average. Probably a 2 average.
Good god. Oh man. Okay. So, Rockwell gets 13, Zavon gets 18, and Grace, with the really sharp eyes, getting 21. Wow. Okay. As you guys are traveling through the maze of corridors, what you notice is this. There appear to be... Zavon, you can tell with your soul vision, you can see the negative energy of the undead. It's essentially like anti-energy, right? Like, almost like black hole. Black hole life force, like sucking the ambient life around it into a nothingness. You see that there are 3 large groups of undead in the eastern wing, okay? each of them with they seem to be congregating in rooms. Now, from what you can tell from the structure of the east side, each room is like separate and can be get to individually. And it's clear from your vision that the most powerful concentration of soul energy is through the main center corridor. Okay? And then on either side are 2 more rooms. Now, it would take maybe a minute or so for one room to get to the other. That makes sense. A rough estimation. Does that make sense?
Well, maybe you could set up some traps with your Stormclaw.
What is so what's the kind of layout just where we're at the moment?
So basically you're standing in like a narrow corridor that branches off into into a cross shape, right? Going left, right, and straight. So a straight corridor goes directly towards the largest mass, which you assume is where Chatters is. And then the left and right one, they go left and right, and then they curve around, going into 2 other chambers that adjoin the center chamber at a distance of perhaps 50 meters.
I do like that idea. Perhaps we should make our way around the backside, though, or send some of us down there. I don't know. Maybe splitting up is not the best idea. What do you think?
I think we should stick together and try to set up a trap with your. I think your Stormclaw is very powerful and impressive, Rockwell.
Yeah, I mean this area I could get excellent coverage. So if we could draw them out, you could draw them out, and then we could build a wall of you and zombies, and we just might be okay.
I like that idea. I like it.
Okay. So tell me, guys, what do you do next?
So we got like a large rectangular room, and then some hallways that we think go off around and hook around back inwards towards the main room there. I do say I am concerned about any undead making their way around behind us, because that could really screw our plans.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw like a very incredibly crude map of what I've described, just so you get like a sense of what's going on.
Are the corridors like narrow enough that I can block the zombies and everything, or the skeletons up from getting to the rest of my party?
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Hey.
That sounds good. A little worried about skeletons exploding around you, but we'll proceed with the idea that Sawbones is on our side. As a curse situation, do you want to start with Enfeeble, and then if it's looking good, switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we know their levels of danger, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So can you see my very beautiful and advanced sketch of the Eastern Wind?
Beautiful.
Oh, so advanced.
Thank you. So that's what you're really dealing with, right? Yeah, the three adjoining rooms, and then there's a corridor leading to the middle room, and then there's 2 corridors to the left and right, which lead into the connecting adjoining rooms.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be a bad idea to head around to check out some of these other rooms first. We could sneak and just poke our head in.
Something we could do is attack the left room, and then you put a Stormclaw trap like between the left room and the middle, so when the second group comes, they get hit by a Stormclaw.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Gracie? You're the undead expert amongst us.
I'm gonna leave the positioning planning to you guys. I can always phase run through all these walls as a side note, and
okay.
I do have an attack which I can't remember the roll for my base wand attack.
Hopefully we won't be needing that. Yeah, Gracie, do you wanna just go check out those other rooms for us real quick, and we'll hang back.
It's a little risky, don't you think?
I mean, she's super fast, so she can literally be inside the walls and invisible at the same time.
But this has already backfired once.
Yes, last time in the forest.
That's true.
The real risk is that she gets disoriented. Oh, I guess she's got Wanderlust, so that helps, yeah.
Give her a damn.
And Wanderlust.
Don't laugh.
Foiling all my plans.
No, but seriously, what's my wand attack? How do I do it?
Okay,
so I can write it down.
You've got like 1 base wham plus another 1 wham from your wand, And
Yeah, and
you
then
have
one
like
wham
a-
on my ring.
Yeah,
So I have
you got
3.
3 wham. And then,
But then how does it work?
so it'd be
Go
like
on,
1d10 times 3
Mhm.
was your roll. And then you add any additional damage you might have. So you add 12 damage from auras, because you're running a bunch of auras. Oh, no, you got generosity. Never mind. No aura damage for you. And you would add any extra damage that the skill you're using would give you. Do you have any attack
I
skills?
have a 2 next to my damage. That's it.
Okay, you get plus 2 damage. That's not a lot of damage, I'm afraid.
She does even less damage than me.
It's almost pointless to actually attack, because you won't actually harm anything.
You'll do like 12 damage at burst. So
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
You're really not
Hopefully,
built that way, I'm
that
afraid.
hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Wow, that's really not worth doing. Okay.
It seems like our strategizing is not leading us anywhere.
Sorry.
What?
I'm leaving it to you guys.
I'm gonna go with the more impulsive of us. Zavon, your impulses have worked out reasonably well for us. I'm gonna give this chance to you, my friend. What say
I'm
you?
so happy to hear that, Siobhan. Rockwell, Siobhan gives Rockwell a big hug. He's so happy to finally get some recognition for Rockwell.
I think you're a little bit trigger happy, but I do trust your instincts.
Okay, so let's stand and hold the. Okay,
Central
let's go
corridor?
to the. No. Let's use the rooms being apart to our advantage. We'll attack the left one first, and I'll stand in I'll use the map as an example. So I will stand here, and make sure nobody gets into you guys, and then I'll just tank everything while you guys range them down. These are just skeletons, so they are not necessarily very smart. I think this will be a fine option.
You can make a lore check. If you have the lore skill, please make a lore check
Okay.
about skeletons.
I will. I have a fuckload of lore. I'm gonna roll a 1 though. Any money?
Yeah.
Amie, since you're very familiar with undead, I'll give you a +5 bonus.
Woo!
So
all
Rockwell
the same.
and Grace both get 16. What you know about undead is that from a game mechanics perspective, they have very low thresholds, so it's very easy to freeze, shock, ignite, and stun them. Much lower than you might expect from enemies otherwise. However, the other thing about undead is that firstly, if you run into undead magi, they will have very, very high resistances, so physical damage is preferable. And generally speaking, if a weapon is piercing, so like if you're using a spear or something, they'll be quite resistant to that type of damage as well. Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes. Let's do this. So
Pineapple.
So just to we don't need to announce our position. Shh. We can still get the jump on them. So your plan is to draw them into that room. Can you see anyone in the room with that sword of yours?
A large cluster of undead in each of the
all
three
right.
rooms.
I'm gonna paint a storm call on Zavon. Bam.
The marker
Zavon, don't mind that
twinkles.
little glowing mark on your back.
What is this, Rockwell? What have you put on me now?
Well, don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Okay, I trust you.
It's gonna help you out.
Oh, I like that. It's a buff.
It's a buff. Mm-hmm.
This is a buff.
A rather explosive one.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You guys go pushing down the corridors, Von in the lead, and everybody else, Lena, Grace, and Rockwell, close
Let's
behind.
just set up a position.
Behind.
You've got the zombies running side by side with you. As you
Oh, it's
guys,
Zavon. Yep.
as you guys push into the massive chamber, you see a lumbering group of undead standing motionless, clearly like just waiting, as undead do, for orders from their general. I'm going to lay out the scene for you. So what you see is a massive, hulking centurion-type undead. It's seems to be 6 foot tall, huge iron shield, and a long trident, right? Standing ready, standing just motionless and ready at the front of the group, okay? And let's change the music.
Is this in the other room or the room we're moving into?
The room you guys are moving into. This is Zavon. This is what you're seeing as you're running into the room, right?
Okay.
Okay. And while I'm doing this description, you guys are welcome to roll initiative. Okay. So, rushing into the room. I'm just gonna have to. I'll say you guys are coming in from this way.
Coming in from the left?
Yeah.
That might be easier.
Makes
Yeah.
my life a little easier.
Oh my god, my rolls today!
You're
Ugh.
just cursing.
You're just saving up
cursed
for an
today.
important crit.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay, so the first thing you see is a skeletal centurion. Okay, now, oh god, I don't know how to spell centurion. Anyway, we're just gonna call him Cent. The interesting thing about the centurion is he's like standing in a defensive position, right, with a shield up, and he is glowing with this like powerful pulsing, pulsing red aura. Okay, and it's clear that his energy is enhancing all the undead around him. Okay, he looks very, very tough and protected. You see a cluster of magi standing in the top right corner. They're all glowing with the element of fire. And as they see you guys, you see the fire burning up in their skeletal bellies as they get ready to fling it at you, Zizaran. Standing just behind the centurion, kind of a decent space behind him, you see two more skeletons. They've got like what appear to be like articulated bones with like, so that they bend, like they're basically very, very flexible and agile, okay? And like you see that there's like spurs sticking out in the back of them. They're clearly being modified for additional agility, and they got like long tails sticking out of their back,
Ugh.
right? Okay, and not
What
only
in
that,
God's name?
not only that, they each have they each have 4 arms, okay, and they dual wielding bows.
Of course they are.
So they're being like modified to like each of them carry 2 bows, right? With like their 4
Oh my
arms.
god, of course.
And then when they see it, they just like they go, and then like you see their eyes go as they start like they like light up and glow red, and they go right. Finally, there's one more group. This is fun, guys. I've been looking forward to you guys coming to welcome to Axiom Prison.
Are you bored of our characters?
Just want a new campaign, right? There's another second group of skeletal magi. These ones are not fire, these ones are cold. Okay?
Oh god. Here,
Okay.
just as a before my turn, Ziggy is like a Templar thing, right? Like, is your character religious at all?
No, actually not particularly. People have kind of said that I'm a Templar. I kind of look like a Templar, but I'm not really a Templar. My father was a Templar, but I'm more of a party-plar.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me add them to the initiative order. Okay, fantastic. Just setting these things up. I'm getting the hang of this grid thing, right? It's kind of new to me. Okay,
I put my
now,
initiative in.
thank you. So, as if this wasn't the end of your problems, Zizaran, as you go rushing in, essentially, like, as you go walking in, it's like activating like an ancient temple. As all the skeletons, like, sensing your life force as you enter the room, Zizaran, they all activate, like, immediately you see the Centurion snap into action as he raises his shield and goes, "Hold troops! Wait for reinforcements!" As this voice, like, echoes out through the room, and you already start to hear, in the distance, a rumble of activity coming from the central and the far rooms. As you realize, undead are coming your way.
There wasn't any monsters in the central room, just the far room.
No, there was a group of monsters in every single room.
Oh, okay.
Sorry if you misunderstood that. I said that so Chatters and Co, like the main source of undead, were in the center room, and then there were 2 smaller groups on the left and the right room, and you guys went.
We
to
didn't
the
want to
left
get surrounded. We didn't want to get surrounded, so
Yeah.
probably best to do it this way.
This might still be the best way to do it, right?
Rockwell, I hope you have a lot of damage ready, because I'm just tanking this entire thing.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
Lena rolls initiative, and she gets 17. Oh, damn.
Damn, nice, Lena.
Okay. Lena's fast.
Lena, target the mages.
Roger that, sir, she says, slightly sarcastically.
Oh. Do we maybe want to focus down the main aura thing?
I need you just to get into melee range with him, which I think you're probably planning on doing, and that'll happen.
I'm actually not. I was going to block this entrance and Enduring Cry to force everything to attack me.
Yeah, I assume he might move to you. we don't have time
I think
to
they'll be
discuss
forced
this.
to, yeah.
Okay. Lena, like, you know, you guys are chatting tactics, and Lena's like, you can see a slight hunger in her eyes as she rushes away from Grace and Rockwell to get into an area by herself, afraid of getting clustered up for area of effect attacks that might be coming. She drops to one knee as she draws a humming lightning arrow and fires it at a group of cold magi as it explodes.
Dealing 8 points of damage.
And she is getting buffed by Grace's auras, right? Yeah, plus 12 damage.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice. Okay. She rolls a 9 and gets 112 points of lightning damage.
We're gonna be okay.
Lightning, like you hear this
You
resounding
go, girl!
boom as like lightning swirls around the magi, and they all explode. Shocked bones flying left and right.
Lena, that is impressive.
That is my girl.
Eager to prove herself.
She smiles, earning my freedom one arrow at a time, she says. Goes Yvonne.
I enduring cry and I yell out in the name of the Templar God, like thinking the most offensive thing I could think to these undead, so like anything holy. And
Role play it.
I don't remember the name of the Templar God. Innocence?
I don't know either, actually. It's all new to me.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
all new.
In the
Ziggy,
name of all
bad
that is
Templar.
holy! And then I also chugged down a resist potion, so everything should be mindless and forced to attack me.
Sweet. Yeah, skeletons are considered mindless in that regard.
How many
Even shadows.
enduring charges do I get?
You're running straight to the Centurion.
No, I want to block the entrance so nobody can get to me.
Okay, cool. You get 1 endurance charge from the Centurion nearby. That's it.
Oh. Okay, but nobody can get past me, right?
Yeah, you are blocking the corridor, I'll say. So I forgot that Rockwell and Grace and Lena are standing in the corridor behind you. So I'm going to retcon slightly and say Lena doesn't move at all. She just fires a lightning arrow down the corridor, slamming into the group of magi and incinerating
run
them
all
with
the way.
lightning.
Not much room to
Let's
move.
hope my tank holds up.
You guys can't really move, yeah. So Zavon, you standing there like, "Urgh!" like enduring cry, blocking the way, protecting your allies. Nice. Go, Grace.
Okay, I'm going to cast Enfeeble on the Centurion. Can my zombies... Will you let my zombies through?
Yeah, they can get
Zavon?
there. It's fine.
Beep! They're going to wail on that. And I'm going to take up the guard position with my shield for Rockwell.
Okay, holding up your spirit ward as suddenly your energy shield wraps around Rockwell.
Aw,
Starting to
thanks,
protect
Gracie.
Cool. Guys can protect each other. I guess that works. Anyway, cool. Nice
Shield
race.
wall.
So the zombies slam into the Centurion. You notice that the Centurion is very tough indeed. The zombies are trying desperately to punch through his shield, and they do lightly graze him. But it's clear he is very resistant to their attacks, as he takes very little damage from each of the 5 zombies.
He's like, hold, troops, hold! We must hold for reinforcements!
The voice carries on echoing out, almost like, you realize, like, almost like robotic, you know, like almost like pre-programmed. Okay, cool. Go Rockwell.
All right. So, is Zavon close enough that his that a Stormcall will hit? I feel like I should know this, right? Just like instinctually.
Yeah, your Stormcall can smash into the Centurion. Bang! Roll your damage.
Okay. All right. My Stormcall pops then. Oh baby.
Lightning comes arcing down from the sky as your Stormcall.
Are you
marking
ready,
sets off.
Zavon?
Ready,
Here's
throw
that
up,
buff.
Rockwell.
Here's that buff I promised you.
Are you making me stronger?
Yeah, just wait for the surge of energy.
Okay.
Oh! Luck has changed.
Now, just to be clear for anyone new to the show, we have the ability to control our spells so that they don't deal damage to our friends, but it's gonna give him a bit of a fright.
Well, actually, it wouldn't. I have my potion up, so it wouldn't damage me.
I mean, it's a fucking boom,
Yeah.
flash of
Yeah.
lightning, and
Out of
like
nowhere.
imagine like the loudest thunder you've heard, but it's like on top of you. That shit's loud. So
your ears are ringing.
Fair.
130, I have threshold reduction, just for the record, of 12, and status durations last an extra round.
Nice.
Oh, and
the
we
Centurion.
get extra crit against them, do we?
The Centurion.
No, I'm not using that amulet, sadly.
Yeah, congratulations. The Centurion is shocked for 2 rounds. Okay.
So we have advantage against him now.
You hear the Centurion go as like lightning courses through his body, dealing a mighty 130 points of damage. And then remember, Ziggy, because you're critting, you get to add
extra damage.
the higher of your strength and intelligence. And remember, you've got a new amulet that increases your critical strike damage by 10. Don't forget that.
I'm not wearing it though. I'm not wearing it. Because it's not very good compared to my existing one, despite that mod. And that mod was, I was like, I'm not going to crit today, but I did.
But then you did.
What can you say?
So what's your
I
int?
have 35 ints. I had 35.
35 and okay.
165 lightning damage. But that's not the end of my turn, because that was a prepared storm call that I cast.
That was cast the previous round. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Mr. DM, how close would you say the fucking freaky scorpion beasts are that are dual-wielding bows to each other?
They're standing in a cluster together, yeah. You can hit both of them if you wish.
Well, I'm gonna launch 2 fireballs at, each of them so that they will get some sweet shotgunning damage.
Nice, so yeah.
So, AOLapping.
Yeah, it's technically not shotgunning, it's technically AoE overlap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I call it AOLapping, and you have to say it a bit like a bark. AOLap. AOLap sounds like some sort of animal. So I'm firing up my multi-ball. Oh, buddy.
I told you,
my
you've
God.
been saving your hits for when
I
it
was
comes.
just saving up my energy.
Ziggy,
So
you're
that's
on fire.
88 doubled, because it hits both of them twice.
Wow, yeah. So that's like 2 hits, right? So you shoot 2 fireballs, one going to each of the articulated skeleton archer things with 4 arms.
Ooh.
As your AoE overlaps gorgeously. You hear them go, and they clearly don't like the fire as they scream as you immediately ignite them very easily, so that they will take half of that damage again the next round. Very, very, very nice. They are still, the Centurion and the Archer Skeletons are still standing, but you have dealt mighty blows to them indeed. Okay. They're there for the Archer Skeleton things? Great.
I am moving into the room. So Zavon is like right at the entrance. Can I move past him?
He's currently blocking the way, that's what he said. So,
Okay. I'm just gonna move forwards a bit then.
okay. So you're just standing a bit.
Are you
a bit-
sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be on. I don't actually. No, you know what? Fuck it. Let's form a shield wall. I'll form a
anything
shield
can
wall
get
with
past
Tracy.
Oh!
Tracy's blocking. I'm holding my staff up. We're interlocking arms and
Awesome.
shit. We're like got our arms wrapped around each other.
You form a
There's
shield
a
wall.
vomiting head in front of you.
I like it. It's a cool mechanic. I should write more in the rulebook about it. But basically, what we're going to say is any attack will do half damage against both of you with your shield wall currently,
Shield wall.
unless they beat you on a maneuver check to essentially try shoot past your shield, if that makes sense.
Do they
And
have
if
to
you
like
shield-
do any check to try to shoot past me as well?
I mean,
Because I'm sort of blocking the entire entrance.
yeah, they will need to do that. They'll need to beat you. They'll need to beat you on a maneuver check just to be able to target them. I'll say. Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds pretty fucking good.
Lena goes, oh, that's awfully convenient, as she like shuffles to the right and like tucks down behind the shield wall that you two are providing. Like, I like the synergy. Okay. Cool, nice, Rockwell. Go undead. Okay, it's their turn. Okay.
And they're forced to attack me, right?
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I am going to say that reinforcements will arrive in 1d4 plus 1 turns. On the turn of
But we don't
skeletons. But you don't know what that is. Okay.
We have to be quick, friends. I heard a ding-a-ling-a-ling sound. Not good. That can only mean bad things.
I am rolling a secret GM roll, so please don't look at the actual stream, because you won't be able to see this. Or only I can see this, and the stream can see this.
All right. No.
Okay.
thanks.
So I know how many turns it will take from now. So that's 1 turn out of a potential 2 to 5 has now passed.
Okay.
From this moment. So they could arrive next round if you're very unlucky. Okay. You see the Centurion, he's going, hold! As he's like, he's still shocked from like the storm call from Rockwell. As surrounded by zombies, you see he raises the spear and slams it into the ground as like the ground suddenly ripples and spikes shoot out of the ground with an impressive ground slam. And he does 90. He rolls a 9 and gets 98 points of physical damage. How are your zombies
shield
doing,
on, don't you?
Grace?
98
Against
points.
me?
Yeah, remember to
Against both of
apply reduction from the determination aura.
Oh, I take nothing.
Yeah, you're not even hit by this one. You're not in the area of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
But I don't get it. Is Enduring Cry bad or does it not work? I'm confused.
Oh yeah, you. My apologies. You.
They are
you
engaged
enduring
by the
cried
zombie,
him. He has to attack you because he's unintelligent. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
But
this-
isn't he engaged by the zombies though? So
Yeah,
wouldn't he
the
be also
reason-
forced to engage the zombie?
Yeah, the reason I did this is because he's engaged by the zombies. But I'm going to say because it's kind of like he's kind of being mind controlled by the Enduring Cry. So what I'm going to say is he's just going to try break engagement. And if he succeeds, he'll go for Zizaran. And if he fails, he'll just attack the zombies. Is that,
I don't
does
think
that
they're big.
sound fair?
Yeah, they're not a huge threat, so I can see him just trying to walk through them. honestly.
Okay. Grace, do you just want to let him walk through your zombies? Because you control your zombies. You can
Yeah.
tell them not to stop it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. In this case, Zivan, he doesn't attack the zombies. He wades past the zombies, rushing towards you and goes, roar, leaps in the air, slams the ground with a massive amount of force as this
And you're like-
spikes shoot out all around you.
Just like ride the waves.
You got your
He
shield
needs
flask
to
up, right?
do. He needs to do 162 damage to do any damage.
Yeah, he doesn't even have any penetration, so you ride the waves. You're like, woo, this tickles, as he struggles to even harm you. Your shield flask.
And he had enfeeble.
Protecting. Oh yeah, and I had enfeeble, so I would have had to roll twice anyway. My apologies.
matters in
He
this
actually
case.
rolls a 1 and misses you completely. It's not as impressive. As you're just kind of like, really, Centurion? Yeah, so the shield flask protecting you very well this round. Okay, now the two articulated skeletons go. The glowing red eyes. They kind of look at each other and then just go as they leap away from each other.
Smart move.
Do they get ignite damage now?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I've already actually
At
added
the
that in.
at the conclusion of their turn, yes.
Actually, at the end of their turn.
Should we track our ignite damage, or do you track that?
I track it, it's fine. At this point, they both raise their dual bows. Yeah, dual wielding bows. Best thing ever. You know, you can only do this in D3. As you see, each of them strings up a massive arrow that looks more like a ballista. Right? Like this arrow like this thick. Right?
Oh.
And then you see them, they're actually like, they sit on the ground and they pull back the bowstring with their feet to get the force. And then as the arrow shoots from both of their bows, the force is so much that they actually tumble forwards a couple of meters. And then they're like, and then they leap to their feet again. Right?
Epic.
Like, so they're they are designed almost like siege archers, you know. And both of these are massive bolts are flying straight towards Zivan. Well, 4 bolts. 4 massive bolts flying straight to Zivan. But I think he's going to
Try
be
it.
okay. I just have a feeling.
Go on, hit a 10.
I just
By the
have
way-
a feeling.
Come on, crit.
A quick question.
Yeah?
The Cloak of Flame negative, like that's also only on fire, right? Like only fire damage can crit me on a 9?
No. All damage can crit you on a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, so just so you know. Okay, 4 massive bolts go flying towards you with incredible force, Zivan. Each of them dealing 60 points of physical damage. But you just stand there as your shielding flask easily allows you to absorb all of them. As they just shatter off your body, like you're just standing there. The shield of the flask destroying the projectiles before they even get near you. You see the skeletons already, like, you know, standing up again, going as they like pulling out like their next arrows on either of their arms, getting ready to shoot again.
Spooky.
Okay, and finally, there's a group of magi who you see them take a look at your zombies, Amie, and they all throw fireballs. As an explosion of fire surges around the zombies. This actually hits Zivan as well, though I don't think it will do any damage to him. Okay.
The tank.
God mode.
They'll definitely not do any damage. Not with the shielding blast. Keep in mind that the shielding flask is 8 out of 10 charges of a flask. So it's like, yeah, it's very powerful, right? It's very, very powerful, but it can only be used once, and then it's a long time to recharge.
The first 3 mages that died, did they give fast charges?
They do. And Lena takes
6?
all of the charges.
What? Why would she not be full though?
I guess the waypoint would have filled her flask. Okay, you can take them. It's fine. I'm just defending what's mine, right? You know, she's like, if I need flash charges, I'm gonna take them. You know. Okay, and I roll a 10. Unfortunately for your zombies. So each magi does 70 points of fire damage.
Yeah,
They smoked, right?
No, zombies!
The monkey zombies go "Ah!" as 3 fireballs go slamming into them, and they burn to a crisp.
Zombie chimps
Zizaran-
running around the room on fire, and then
Zizaran, more fire. Like, there's been like storms, fire, and like massive like tree trunk arrows, and you're just like
Shielding
riding a
flask.
shockwave. You're like, this is great. This is fine.
it reminds me of those
damage
scenes
me.
in like Dragon Ball Z where they're like, there's a bad guy and they're just like pummeling them with the power effects and the planet's getting exploded, and then finally the dust clears and they're just like, yeah.
Fine. His power level is just high enough. Yeah, that's the end of their turn, and the ignite ticks boop, as the fire burns on the articulated archer skeletons. They look pretty hurt. They're just like, but you know, they're like skeletons, so they don't cry out in pain or anything. You can just see their bodies are fairly scorched and damaged. You hear the thudding of feet getting nearer and nearer the chamber. Go, Lena. Lena goes. She kind of like points at the centurion, points at the mages, and goes, "Any suggestions, my friend?" She's standing right next to you.
Mages.
Remember, right next to you. She's like, "Okay." She draws another lightning arrow and fires it at the clustered group of mages.
You did well last time. Don't let us down.
Okay.
DM's been rolling well today.
I roll a 1. No!
You literally jinxed it.
Oh fuck! I
The
listened
arrow
to the jokester.
explodes above the heads of the fire mages, doing absolutely nothing. And she's like, "Shit."
That's okay, Lena. That's okay. Better luck next time.
Can't hit them all, she says. Goes
You
on.
did well the first time.
Your shield flask wears off.
Did the skeletons take their ignite damage, by the way?
Yes, they did.
Archers. Sweet.
I double strike, just double strike without fortify.
Okay, cool. Go for it. On the Centurion. Remember, the Centurion is shocked, so you can roll twice and take the higher result.
Do it.
Oh.
Or don't.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You just roll 2 10s, you know, like easy.
You wasted one. You wasted one.
Doesn't work like that.
It totally does look like that. Oh, God.
Zavon,
Pretty good, bro.
you double tap the Skeletal General. Remember to add your extra crit damage. I don't know how much damage you actually do. Nice. 2 10s in a row. That's pretty sick.
Oh. It's
I like I
actually
just unnecessarily rolled it.
my puppy strike, it's actually times 6. So it's actually more. It's 10 more plus
87
I don't know why I'm duplicated that.
plus your strength and dex, plus bonus crit damage
20.
from your items, which I think is 10.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, right. Okay. Sorry, this is right,
This is a
so
big
80 yeah. 87 plus 22 plus 25. I need to then
I think in the future we should write down how much extra damage we get from crits.
I'll do that now, yeah.
Yeah.
152
152 points of damage.
of
Wow.
fire damage
Ziggity.
and
I actually didn't think you'd kill him, but you just have enough. He has a little over 300 HP, so just enough to kill him, Zavon. Describe your kill. Your crit kill.
as I like my 2 fiery blades and sapphire with like the cold and fire just like zigzag into him, and all his bones just start to melt. Like they completely just turn into like hot burning bone.
Oh, I was gonna use those.
There's a fiery puddle where there's a fiery puddle where the Centurion skeleton was standing, and you just see a single hand sticking out, slowly sinking into the lava.
Do.
Actually, 1 more damage.
Yeah, the Centurion is dead and drops 4 flask charges.
We're doing well, but it's not over yet. This is only the beginning.
This is only the beginning, indeed. Okay. It is now Grace's turn. Go, Grace.
I'm just gonna subtly raise zombie one of the mages at the back, the ice mage. Can I raise zombie for a skeleton?
Yeah, you can, of course. You can raise a skeleton zombie, no problem. So you're gonna get one zombie back. I deleted your zombie token, Amie. I'm sorry.
Can we have like a coloured one again? That'll be okay.
Yeah, I actually can't find it now, so I'll just copy paste the token for you quickly.
Yeah. And can I have control of it?
Okay. We're gonna give Grace control. And what color would you like it to be?
Green, please.
Green. Okay. So where you can just move the zombie where you want it to be. Okay.
He's gonna stand in the corner and hope to not die.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
And your zombies don't go because they're all dead. Okay. Go Rockwell. Go Rockwell.
Why is there an extra skeleton now? What's this one in the middle?
Yeah.
I think I accidentally copy pasted it. It
Accidental.
didn't just appear.
Okay.
No, my apologies.
Oh, okay. So I send off two. Sorry. So I send off 2 fireballs to each of the archers, which are still already ignited, but I'm just gonna reignite them.
Keep the ignite rolling. And if you do more damage, it can you can roll the ignite higher.
Oh, that's true. I did roll like a 9 last time. I rolled a 9 again.
You guys are rolling wow. You guys are rolling really well. Rockwell, that's more than enough. Describe your double kill of the super skeletons.
Since I'm going with the pinball theme here, I actually slammed 2 fireballs off the walls, and they ricochet to the opposite sides of the room, and then hit the hit the skeletons. I could have just sent the fireballs directly at them, but style points off the walls, ricocheting into them, and blasting them against the walls as they crumple into burning ash.
Extra style points as skeletons just explode in a shower of
1 million
bone
bonus
and flame.
points.
Each of the articulated skeletons drop 4 flash charges. I think pretty much everyone is full at this point.
I am.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna as the souls zoom to me, I'm gonna pop them out a flash charge and then suck them up.
Oh yeah, I gain lots of mana.
It is now the skeleton's turn, if I'm correct. Yes, I think I am. And it's just 3 fire magi. They turn and toss their with fiery determination in their eyes. They toss 3 fireballs at Zizaran. You tend to notice that skeletons usually target the closest thing that they can see. Not always, but usually.
They can't damage me,
Yeah, I don't think these ones can.
even on a crit.
Well, you don't know how much bonus crit damage that, but yeah, probably can't.
Well, they crit last time, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true, they did. They roll a 1
No,
anyway. It's really sad. Poor
Failed
skeletons.
skeletons.
I'm just gonna say you guys mop them up. It's a whole round of you against them, and there's 3 of them.
Do we have enough time to prepare for the next?
You do. So basically, you mop up the remaining skeletons. They each drop 2 flash charges, so that's another 6 flash charges available for anyone who might need. And after you've decimated the skeleton horde in this room, you realize the reinforcements have not yet arrived. You have time to ready yourself as they come charging down the nearby corridor.
I'm gonna say they're expecting to come here and reinforce their friends, so I say we take advantage of that situation. Hide off to the sides of the door. I'm gonna set up a storm call in the door entrance.
Cool.
That's me. So where's the door in relation to where we are now?
I'm gonna put the zombie there. The door is basically here. No, the middle of the chamber to the east.
Instead of setting it outside the door, how about set it just inside? And as soon as we hear them that they're about to enter the room, I go in front of the entrance and block it, so you guys are completely safe, and I can just try to tank its arrival.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm setting up a storm call, like just inside the door, so that when they come in.
Yeah.
Then
you guys can spread out too.
Can I put the little baggie that fell off my dead zombie onto my new single skeleton?
Yeah, that's fine. You've got time to do it as well.
Do I have time to summon any more?
Yeah, raise some zombies.
You can summon an additional 2 zombies, so you're up to 3 now.
Okay, this might not work well though, guys. Because they don't have the injection. They only have the little baggie.
That's okay. That's okay.
So she can't blow them up if they're controlled by chatters, yeah.
I think we can handle it. if that happens. I'm sure they'll work before then.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a stealth check and try and hide in the room.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll try to.
I feel like we should all try and hide.
Yeah.
I have terrible stealth though, just for the record.
What do you roll a 1 and
It's okay,
stuff,
get the bad
of
rolls
course.
out.
So I attempt to hide and I'm like, and I'm just like in the middle of the room.
Oh, God.
Who's rolling 10?
Whoa!
There's a
Nice.
one.
Oh, God.
3 in a row.
So I guess you're just like magicked, hidden off to the side of the door.
I want to be like, as soon as I hear them, as soon as they're about to enter, I want to like pop up and double strike basically.
Cool. So you're standing near the doorway, Zizaran, hidden against the wall. Okay.
Yep.
Rockwell's hidden perfectly, except that something is sticking out that he hasn't quite realized. Like a good meter out. It's like waving slightly in the middle of the room. I was like, oh, that's
Talking about my staff, of course.
staff. Yeah, his staff is just like he's like leaning on it and forgetting that like it's like sticking out. And Grace, Lena's hanging like right at the back of the room. She's
Yeah, can I be...
like back to the wall basically. She's like,
Yeah, I don't want to be within AoE range of her, but I want to be able to slip around the door if I need to.
cool.
And I got
Sounds good.
17. Is that good enough to hide in the shadows of the cornery?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so everybody has stealth except for Rockwell. Well, Rockwell thinks he's stealth. Okay.
I
You
think
hit-
I did a pretty good job.
The ground starts to shake. And you hear this like low guttural roar, like a roar, destroy the intruders. Chatters, engage. As you see this massive cold skeleton come charging down the corridor. He's got like in one hand, he's got like a huge cold hammer. That's like the size of a man. And in the other, a huge burning cold shield. And he's empowered by this massively powerful cold aura. Okay? The corridor barely fits his enormous frame as he comes charging. As he does, you immediately see the zombies like turn, looking at him, going. As you can feel the tug of this skeleton general towards Chatters, wanting to serve him. Can you make a soul craft check, please, Amie? With a +4 bonus from Sawbones' hex bag.
Whoop, 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 whoop. So that was wrong. Add 1 to that. Sorry.
15. You're not rolling against Chatters, you're rolling against the necromancer that created him. Just so you know.
Who has a lame sense of telling zombies to go into battle.
Well, I just whoops, 7 plus 8, not 7 times 8, it's not 56.
Draw.
So you tied. Actually, can we roll that again?
Oh. Try again.
We're having this force of will battle, and I'm rolling terribly.
You
win though.
Wow, very nice. Close, but you beat it by a little bit. You roll a 2, I roll a 4, but your modifier is quite a bit higher, so you managed to tenuously keep control of your zombies. Okay.
Excellent.
Chatters comes bursting through the doorway. You see...
Well,
yeah.
Into the doorway.
Into the doorway, yeah. You see more
I am the
undead
door.
charging behind him along the corridor. Okay? Just so you know. But yeah. Zizaran is standing firm in the doorway itself. But you're hiding, right, Zizaran?
well, I want to as soon as he's about to enter the room, I want to like block the door.
Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll initiative for Chatters. He's a bit of a lumberous oaf. His initiative is not that good, and I get 12.
We rolling initiative too?
You guys can keep the same initiative if that's okay. It just makes my life a bit easier. Devon, you do get surprise on Chatters, but since you beat him on initiative, it like you basically get the jump on him, no problem. Okay. So as Chatters comes lurching through, you can act.
Okay. I want to obviously I'm holding the door, and I want to use my endurance charge as a minor action.
Cool.
And
you glow with orange energy as you yell, right? Like when you use an endurance charge, you got to be like roar, right? And you like it like explodes around you, reinforcing your armor and your resistances. Okay.
Yeah. And then I also double strike him
Okay.
with fortify.
Make your attack.
Hold the door. Hold door.
Okay. Do. Copy pasted. And that's a crit? Or
Yeah, that is a crit actually, because you got +1 crit from
Yeah.
your rogue. Cool.
Yeah,
So you're
so-
gonna add your bonus crit damage.
which is 65.
Damn, your bonus crit.
So 141.
65. How?
I'm built for this. How? I'll walk you through it. Right.
Okay.
Okay. So I get 10 from my
Damon doesn't
amulet,
believe.
8 from my chest, and then you always tell me that when dealing with thing like this, it's my strength and dex bonus, which
Yeah.
is 22 and 25.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Okay, I might need to nerf.
That's what I'm built for. Using your system.
Getting yourself
Hate the game, not the player.
Might
Stop
need to
writing,
nerf
you're
bonus
gonna
crit
nerf.
damage slightly. Okay. It's a little bit larger than I anticipated with the number crunch. Okay. Okay. So what's your total damage?
Oh, 165, I think I said.
165.
No. 76 plus. I like coasted already. 141.
141 points of damage. You drop.
And it's fire, so it...
Oh, fire. Okay, nice. So you drop from the ceiling and slam into Chatters, and it's like it's a mighty blow, right? Something that would like cut many enemies in half. And Chatters takes it like, you know, he's like, "Ugh! Rah!" Like you've never seen something take such a big hit so well thus far in your experiences. It is still like a very potent, you know, blow, and like you see like there's like a smoking hole in Chatters' shoulder, but he looks incredibly tough, right? Okay. Go Lena. You see Lena hold up her bow, and she knocks an arrow. It turns into a burning arrow, and it goes flying, slamming straight into Chatters' chest, assuming I don't roll a 1. I roll a 10! Hey!
Lena.
Nice, that's 122 points of fire damage and another bonus 32. For a total of 152 points of fire damage. Holy crap, this is a good start of the fight, guys. So, like, Zizaran drops from the ceilings, like, carves off a chunk of Chatters' shoulder, and then you just, like, this bolt just slams into his chest. He, like, flies back immediately, and he's like, this is like now like a smoking crater in his chest where the arrow hit. And Lena just kind of, like, smiles and goes, just earning my keep, guys. Just earning my keep.
I like.
I actually do 10 more, I
pistols.
just realized.
You do 10 more.
Pistols.
Yeah, I hadn't upgraded my damage because my WAM is 6 now instead of 5 with the new weapon.
Okay, cool. I'll just add that in. Done. Okay, cool. Go Chatters. Okay. Chatters like lurches around and stares at you, Zizaran. He raises his hammer and it just turns like the hammer like seems to grow momentarily and it just like turns into like this freezing glacial hammer, and then he just brings it down like a ton of bricks towards you.
A ton of foam bricks, probably.
a ton of heavy, icy bricks. You got Fortify up.
Yep.
Nice.
And
He
the
rolls a
endurance charge.
4, unfortunately, so he only does 70 points of cold damage.
Bop.
Zavan's character is unimpressed as he just absorbs the blow completely.
Oh, I feel bad for the skeletons when they try to attack someone.
I've had a bad time of things, man. I've had a bad time. Zavan's positioning has been on point to actually be tanking the damage. Very good for him. And I could just be rolling not enough crits, man. I need the crits. Okay. You do hear the sounds of skeletons from behind him, Zizaran. And suddenly a flurry of arrows comes flying towards you. I roll a 6, and again, it's just 70 points of damage. 3 arrows go slamming into you, goom, 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 and you just absorb all of the blows. By the way,
Things get nerfed. Oh no.
OP. This is how you get nerfed, Zizaran. I think we might need to have a discussion after the session about your unique item, which I think might make it difficult for me to find weaknesses to exploit for your character. I think we might
To
need
be fair, I have gone down already. I've just been pretty lucky.
Like I've been very understanding because like you're playing well and like you're maximizing the mechanics of your character. We'll see how the rest of the things go, but like we might need to have a conversation at the end of the session. I'm okay with players being OP to an extent, but not if it breaks the game. So we'll see how it goes. Is that okay?
You're gonna hate me in 2 levels.
I would say that
Yeah.
the enemies just need to get good.
Because like the one thing I need to make I can't like it might get to the point where like I one-shot every character that isn't Zizaran and I don't damage Zizaran.
Yeah, I was worried about that before.
You get the problem, right? In terms of like constructing challenge. So just
I
saying.
promise I'll focus more on damage from now on. How's that?
Look, I'm just saying like.
I mean, if you can break the game, it's helpful information for the DM to improve it. Yeah.
The system isn't alpha. Look, my main thing is like I like the tanky character. I actually really enjoy the concept. I think not enough people play characters like that. So I'm really enjoying your character. I'm just worried that the unique I gave you is overpowered, like probably the strongest unique in the game, and might
It
need
probably
toning
came a
down.
little early.
Yeah, it probably came a bit early. So I'm just worried that the unique is too strong. That's my main beef. Like nothing else about your character is everything else about your character is fine.
Promotes very good group play though.
Nerf Cloak of Defiance. Nerf Cloak of Defiance. What is it? What is it?
I
Like a flame.
might have to find a way of like tuning down the unique. I'm just throwing that out
To
there.
be fair, I did get 1 hit by Mervale.
That's true. That's true. I feel good about that, by the way. Oh, no, actually, it was Mervale critting you, and then Rockwell getting mind controlled and critting you as well. That dropped.
Yeah.
So you
was
got
it.
double
It
crit.
took me attacking you to kill you.
But I guess my concern is that the problem seems to be growing, not getting smaller. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. It's hard to tell exactly how many enemies are running up behind Chatters, because Chatters seem to have run ahead of his group significantly faster than the rest of his team. It seems more and more skeletons are coming up behind him, but because of your positioning, it's working out really in your favor, because they're getting kind of bottlenecked into the narrow corridor, so their numbers aren't as useful as they could be. Okay. Go Grace.
All right, we'll try with some clearing out damage-wise. I'm going to cast Ellie Weakness on everything Chatters and behind him.
Good choice.
Okay, at the moment, there's no like melee combatants with Chatters, so it's just Chatters himself that gets elemental weakness. So that is very welcome considering how ridiculously tanky he is.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just say he has an inspiration. So
Tanky tank.
the blue W appears on Chatter's forehead as you curse him with elemental weakness. And do your zombies slam into him as well?
Yeah, I think they'll take the damage where they can, and just I'm sure he's more interested in Saban.
Yeah, he is at the moment. So the 3 zombies like start chipping away at Chatters. They each do a little bit of damage. Like they each do like 3 damage each, so that's like 9 damage. After some of his mitigation, so they're like they're chipping away, but it's not like a huge amount. But halving his elemental resistance is a big deal from the curse. So good job there. And let's move on to Rockwell. Go Rockwell.
I turn to Gracie and see that elemental weakness. I'm like, just in time, Gracie. As I get my rolls.
The lightning is coming.
Aw. I mean, 67 points of lighting damage. Not quite the impactful one that it was last time.
You get the feeling, fortunately, because he's got elemental weakness, he does actually take damage. You get the feeling like you would have barely grazed him otherwise.
That's good.
Unfortunately, you don't shock him, despite his relatively low threshold.
I'm gonna move up, just a bit.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Do you
Hopefully.
shock all the other mobs?
I don't think
Not
they're
there
in
yet.
range.
They're not in range. I mean, like everything else, like the only things coming behind him are archers, so they're quite far away.
And as I charge forwards, staff raised, pointed at Chatters, I rail, Fraz, pass! Because I like to yell the abilities that I do.
Press pals.
Oh my god, what a letdown. And then I like trip and fall, and my freeze ball's just gonna go and skims the side of him.
God,
Oh
yeah.
dear god.
That,
I'm sorry, guys. Oh, it hurt me near.
the freeze pulse washes over Chatters, lightly tickling him for a small amount of damage, but you're just like, wow. It was a bit of a mess up there, as he doesn't seem very hurt at all. Go Zizaran.
So, how many? Is still nothing in the zone? No.
Okay, so what you see is at this point, filtering in are some skeletal executioners.
Ooh.
Whoops, I kind of moved everyone there. But
So if I use Reeve, how many things can I hit?
basically, the most that can fit behind Chatters is 3 of these executioners. You see more like basically waiting in a queue patiently. They're just like all like they're all like pushing against each other, and it's really not working well. But you can see like at the moment there's 3 executioners. Executioners are the relatively slow-moving skeletons with massive two-handed axes that are so big they need to drag them along the ground. So currently, if you used Reeve, you would hit Chatters and all 3 of them.
Okay, sweet. I used a shielding flask, going down to 2 charges.
Nice. You're practically invulnerable as you chug the shielding flask, and
I
you get a
Reeve.
Reeve. What does your Reeve look like? Please describe.
So normally Reeve is green, but I have a microtransaction from the GM that turns
okay.
it blue from Sapphire, so it's like this blue glimmer that just like, it's like a very thin piercing line that just goes through them.
And I do appreciate the $50 you gave me, Zizaran, for that.
No problem.
And what's cool about Reeve is
60.
every time you use it, you build up Reeve stacks. So every round you do more and more damage with Reeve until like I think you cap out after like 4 charges, and then it's doing as much damage as like a single target skill, but with like massive AOE. So cool. You raise your blades and you swing them with like as this blue wave ripples out from your blades, hitting everything in front of you. The executioners recoil at the impact, and Chatters barely notices the blows. He just carries on looking at you with burning hatred in his eyes, and he's like,
Destroy the Karui in the name of the Eternal Empire. Ah!
Remember that it's fire damage with Herald of Ash too.
okay, nice.
Another weakness.
Yeah, no, I at this point I assume you guys are doing elemental damage unless you tell me otherwise. Actually,
Yeah.
because I know your party's like very optimized around elemental damage. So that's cool. Okay, so nice, Savon. You've reeved them all. Just keep a track of your reeve stacks because your damage will grow from round to
Plus
round.
2
them
damage
all.
each Reeve.
Yeah. Okay, that's Lena's turn. Lena kind of shouts to the guys, "Hey, take them all down, or just go for the big one."
Go
Leave
for
the
the big
big
one.
one to the others. What?
Really?
She's
mean,
asking
they
Grace.
can't really get to us.
She's
Oh,
asking
sorry.
Grace. And you're far away. You can't. You're not part
Sorry.
of this conversation.
Ignore what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon take out the others.
Okay, she says, and she pulls back an arrow and fires a lightning arrow. It goes flying, slamming into the group, exploding in a big burst of electrical explosions. She rolls a 9! 9! Nice. And she has the improved crit talent, so she
Lena.
actually crits. Doing another 32 points of bonus damage, so that is 144 points of lightning damage.
Damn.
Lightning just floods around. Lena is rolling. Okay, she rolled a 1, but like everything else is basically being a crit. Lightning floods the area around you, Zizaran, as you see your archer artillery support is doing a good job. The skeletal executioners start as all 3 of them are shocked. They are barely standing. Chatters himself is shocked as well. Actually, nice. Okay, so Chatters is now shocked. Shit. So all 4 of the skeletons are like Chatters is like for the Eternal Empire. Kind of messing with his audio functionality a little bit. Okay, nice, Lena. Go Chatters. Chatters kind of looks at Savan and he's just like, destroy! Swinging his massive glacial
You shall not pass!
at you with incredible might. Hoping to get a good roll. So you got a shielding flask up, don't you? Shit.
Yep.
Hey, I roll a crit. Nice. Okay. I don't think I'll hurt you anyway. Maybe. I do
Maybe.
35 points of bonus damage. So that is
hurt me.
175 points of cold damage.
He got hurt.
I take
That's a
16
massive
damage.
hit.
Want to take?
I take 16 damage.
16 points of damage shielding flask.
For the record, that hit would one-shot me.
Yeah, and by the way, okay, so Chatters is terrifying because he's using the Glacial Hammer skill. So Glacial Hammer reads, if you hit an enemy and you reduce their HP to less than half of their threshold, they die. So if Chatters if Chatters reduces you to a quarter of your HP or less, you just instantly die. Like
Now,
cutting
mind
stroke.
you, that little damage that went through there is still a 1/7 of my full HP pool. That little damage there.
Yeah, so his Culling Strike is still a concern.
Is that
and
like death saving throw or death?
Glacial Hammer is just an outright kill. However, as a DM, I'd probably say, because like I don't really like the idea of one-shotting players, so what I would say is that I should add this as a rule into my system. I don't have it yet. That Culling Strike effects, you can make a soul control, soul endurance to resist. I think that would be fair.
Okay.
You
If
can,
I
like-
didn't have my flask up, I would have died there.
Yeah, I think you would have actually. No, that was a
Good
like
flask.
crazy amount of damage by Chatters. That's pretty scary. Like honestly, like I think like killing players with Culling Strike would be kind of like lame. It's a bit like using energy drain monsters in D&D. Like they're these monsters that can like drain your levels permanently, right?
Oh, I hate
Oh,
that.
I
And it's
hate those.
like if you're a DM and you use those kind of monsters against your players, like you're just an asshole, right? Like I don't think that kind of game is very fun. So like I could probably say actually that I would say that I would like remove the Culling Strike effect from Chatters because like I don't think it's like really like a fun gameplay mechanic to have.
Yeah.
For, like it's a bit like anticlimactic. Like, oh, you died because I happened to roll a 10. Congratulations, make a new character. It seems a bit like lame. So I'll say, even though Glacial Hammer, like if you're a player, has a Culling Strike effect, Chatters doesn't have Culling Strike. So just so you know.
I might want to get that. That seems pretty good.
Glacial Hammer is a fantastic skill. Okay. That is Chatters' turn. And the three executioners raise their axes. Yeah. And they, like, you know, with a huge burst of energy and strength, they raise them and swing them down towards you, Zizaran. Dealing a measly 62 points of damage each. It's an incredible scene as you just see Zizaran standing, warping shields all around him. He's basically a glowing blue ball at this point. And the three axes just go boink and like literally just bounce off him harmlessly as he just manages to tank them with ease. Oh, and some arrows go flying by as well. Rockwell, you're gonna catch one arrow. These are my articulated, red eye glowing, dual wielding bow skeletons that are firing some of these from the far back.
Bring it my way.
I crit you. I roll a 10.
Okay.
One arrow comes slamming into you, Rockwell, dealing 102 points of damage, physical damage.
Physical? Okay.
102 points of
Alright,
physical.
what do we got here?
I don't know what your armor is.
My armor is 24.
Okay. And what's
So
your
102
life?
was it?
102.
102 minus 24, it's 78 damage, and I am at 109 life. So,
Okay, you just hang in there as this like massive freaking ballista bolt just slams into you.
Yeah, I just get fucking.
Do you get a piercing?
It just goes through me. Hits the ground.
There's
I've
just
got
a
a hole in my shoulder now.
Yeah. And Rockwell, you are
Maybe
stunned.
I should go CI. Oh, great.
Rockwell, you are stunned, which means on your next attack, roll twice and take the lower amount. I'm afraid. But you
Of
don't.
course.
My previous iteration of stun used to slow you down. Stun doesn't slow you down anymore. It just reduces like your ability to attack. So you can move around.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Disadvantage.
At 2 bolts. Yes, Amie?
I'm just wondering, aren't they all stunned? The enemies?
Elemental
Lena?
does the status.
Yeah,
No.
elemental damage doesn't stun. on the
Only
system.
physical. Only
Yeah.
physical stuns.
So like each
Oh, sorry,
each
you said
damage type has its
stun.
own status
Never
effect.
mind.
Yeah, physical damage
mind,
status
never mind.
effect is stun. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was Rockwell. 3 more arrows come flying at Zizaran. Zizaran, one of the arrows crits you for 92 points of damage from the artillery skeletons, and the other 2 do less than that. I imagine they do 84 points of damage each.
Plus crit bonus, but it's okay.
Okay, you're fine. Bonk, 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 as you just take all of these arrows in your stride. It's this amazing scene of like it's a true dream scenario for like a super tank, right? Because he's standing in this narrow corridor where like nothing can really get past, and he's just like, and you're kind of like, you know, if this stuff was hitting the rest of the party, they'd be dead. But you know, this one's like,
Savon, you let one through, bro. Just saying. Appreciate your efforts. Appreciate. Can you try and catch the next one? Thanks. Got him fucking hurt.
yeah. And just a clarification for the reroll system, like if you are enfeebled and stunned, rerolls don't stack. Okay, but they do cancel each other out. So if you are stunned and enfeebled, you only have to reroll once. That makes sense.
Oh no double disadvantage.
Yeah, so there's like a limit to how disoriented you can be or how buffed you can be. Like if you're attacking a shocked enemy, you can't get like multiple rerolls as well from some other effects. Like there's a limit to the madness.
Right on.
It's to prevent like someone from like everybody stacking like massive debuffs and just making all enemies instantly useless. Because like reroll 5 times for your attack and take the lower result. Okay, I always get 1. You know. Okay, that's to prevent like excessive hexing, I guess you could say. Okay, Grace, it's your turn.
I'm going to just call out to Zavon. Hopefully not breaking my stealth. Ellie, weakness or enfeebled, dearie?
Well, they're already shocked, so
But it's
I
only
think
one round.
Yeah, but I
When
won't
does
be able to. I won't be able to use my flask at this point. So maybe enfeeble isn't bad. They can't hit
another-
anyone else than me.
I'm just wondering when Lena's one wears off. Does that wear off on her turn and then they go without the shock?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's not a reduced damage. That's just we do more damage anyway. I think we should
Yeah,
enfeeble
okay.
them.
Yeah. All right.
Go. You enfeeble poor chatters. This poor
After,
man.
Can I get the others as well? Is it big enough to
Yeah,
go
you
off?
hit everybody in the area with enfeeble. I'm just gonna
After
mark
getting hit by
chatters.
that massive ballista bolt, I'm like turning back to Grace. I'm like, Grace, can you get those zombies on those archers?
They can't get past, dearie. Sorry. I'll try
Sure,
to
they
get
climb
past
over
them
my
next
back?
time.
Surely they can make it a maneuver check to try and get past.
They'd have to get past Chatters and those dudes.
There's like a huge cluster of enemies like behind them. Like it would be theoretically possible, but very unlikely.
Worth trying.
Okay, they're not doing much anyway, so I'll attempt it. What sort of maneuver? I guess.
The three zombies kind of look at you, Grace, and they nod as they mentally receive your order. It's kind of like the eyes of kamikaze pilots as they turn and they get ready to wade through like 20 skeletons to get to the archers. Make a maneuver check.
Alright! Go, little ones! Ooh, not great. Ooh, aw!
Yeah, one of them manages to stop. They get about halfway through, right? They're like, and then they just get stuck in like the general crazy melee of skeletons stuck in the corridor behind you.
They'll
a good
attack
try.
whatever is near them.
they like maybe they could get their next round actually if they're lucky.
Good try, Grace.
If anything, they're bottling up this corridor even more, right? So poor Chaz can't get his reinforcements that he needs. These corridors are actually really working in your favor.
That's good.
Okay, go Rockwell. Sorry, Grace.
Actually, before that, can I also move to Rockwell and shield him? I'm coming
Yeah,
out of stealth.
I like that. You run. You
Grace,
stand in front of Rockwell.
I'm getting the fuck out of here, Grace. Can you go to the wall, please? Go to the wall.
Well,
Yeah, get over there. I'm getting out of here. My turn? Alright. Rockwell, fucking, picks up his staff with his good arm, limps over to the wall while chugging a flask,
And then I head over to Grace, who's, I guess, preparing a shield.
Yeah.
Holding a shield up in anticipation of embracing me as I try to heal myself. And I'm sending 2 fireballs into that just fucking clusterfuck. If you'll allow. This is an adult game, I can say that.
Yeah. Two fireballs go flying in, overlapping
Just-
and shotgunning. So
Hey,
you're basically
I'm
hitting
getting
twice.
the... It will up! It will up!
Yeah.
It will up!
Sounds good.
up! Oh god, that's fucking
You roll
terrible.
a 2, because that's just how you roll today, Ziggy. Having a bad day.
Wait, does he roll
Oh.
twice with the shock?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do! They're
sh-
shocked!
A Chaz
Oh,
is shot.
baby.
So you lightly graze the executioners.
Okay, so one of my
no.
fireballs can roll... What?
Lena shot
Oh.
lightning arrow,
Weren't
right?
they all?
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
shot. Yeah, you're right. They're all shot. So yeah, roll
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Shock.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Well,
baby.
remember-
Oh!
There it is. There it is.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
this just
I like turn around,
highlights.
blow a kiss at Lena.
Shock is pretty good, guys. Shock is pretty good. But Ziggy, you're stunned.
Oh.
Oh, it cancels it.
So rerolls cancel. So you get a reroll and you lose a reroll because you're stunned. So you don't. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
It's like-
Let's use all the archers.
I tried.
Oh, stuff.
Alright, so this is what happens on my turn. I pick up my stuff, wander over while chugging a flask. I just gonna with my crippled arm throw a fireball flaccidly over a pair of them, and they just kind of roll onto the ground around, just burning the ground a bit.
You see a
Just
beautiful
flash
moment where it
fireballs.
could have been, right? Like skeletons falling to pieces, like flash charges
I know.
flying everywhere.
In
Standing
my mind,
triumphant.
in my mind, there was a massive nuclear explosion behind me as I walked away like a badass. But in reality, I'm like,
Yeah, bones flying over your shoulder. Unfortunately, your reality is not so kind, as your fireball limply,
My mind, it went
fireballs
well.
limply flow around them.
Goes
on.
Okay, I am going to can I hit more with Reeve now? Have more things come closer?
No, because they literally can't.
Okay, I'm going to Reeve, and this time with Fortify.
Yeah, and now you're also getting 1 additional wham and 4 bonus damage this time from Reeve.
Yes.
It seems like the power of the pulses is growing somewhat as you
And they
continue
are
to-
shocked, so I get to roll twice.
You do. Roll twice and take the higher result.
Damn.
76 points of physical damage, right? No, you're doing fire because of Herald of Ash.
Fire.
Let me describe what happens. Okay. You read. As your flaming, your flaming sword swing, sending out a blue pulse, as immediately the 3 executioners explode in a gout of flame. Fire, swarms over the whole room as you see Chatters come bursting out of the fire, roaring at you. And as Chatters raises his hammer to bear down on you, Zizaran, kill the Kree for the... He explodes into a million flaming, bony pieces. Immediately, as he does, the skeletons all power down, all around him. And then you see them go...
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh,
They turn and look at you.
Sawbones? Oh, they're ours now?
who commands you?
I say.
One of the articulated skeletons comes rolling forward. They're clearly not attacking you anymore. And its eyes burning red, the tail twitching. We serve the master now. Shadows.
The first
Sword. Whoops.
Back up for the
Duh.
I'll send a fireball.
Psych. We serve the master now. Sawbones. He says thank
I
you
am
for
very
growing
sad
his
to hear
army
that.
considerably.
That was fast. He works fast. Okay.
Do we get fast charges?
He's
by
been
the way?
waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. You immediately see
He's
the,
like a
the
snap.
skeletons turn around as a large horde. They start stampeding to the western wing of the prison towards Sawbones' lair.
Flash charges, Angry?
Chatters drops 8 flash charges.
Anyone else need, or can I go back to full in the shielding?
I need. Oh, I'm okay. You take it. It's more important.
I only need 6 if you want to. If that helps.
I'll have to.
I only need 8. Sweet. Was there anything else we killed as well, though? Didn't we kill 3 more?
There were 3 executioners that died as well. They each dropped 2 flash charges.
Oh, okay. We're all full then, I
Full
think.
floss. Oh, baby.
Soulbones is pinging on the mirror. Bing, bing.
Good work, team. Good work. That was good.
Before we answer the FaceTime, did anything loot? Loot?
Oh yeah, we'll do the loot, but I just want to do the conversation with Soulbones very quickly.
Alright.
Hello. Thank you for your very impressive performance against Chatters. My army has grown considerably thanks to your efforts, and I do thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, dearie.
We are very helpful to. We are very happy to help, of course. And as you see, we provide a considerable threat to the skeletons. Before later on, when we are going to attack Brutus, do you have any items that might be of help for us to do this?
Well, nothing in particular.
Surely there are artifacts lying around this dungeon, Sawbones. I will not believe that you've been here for so long without picking up anything of use.
Zavan. I might have a trinket or 2, though, some of them are mine, A concept of ownership being strong. And I do have a very large army of undead under my command right now, which makes me feel a bit more comfortable about
I think
it.
your concept of freedom is even stronger, and you have to remember that if we die, then you are stuck here forever, so surely wanting to be free is more important. So
I would say that's a very compelling persuasion attempt right there.
Sawbones is a rational being. So very rational, in fact. Almost too rational. As he looks and goes... you don't need to make a roll for this, basically, is what I'm saying. He goes, I definitely want you to succeed. And I have distributed the resources I have able to you to do so. And I think, judging from your current performance, that Brutus will not be a problem at all for you. Not only that, Brutus himself is guarding several very valuable treasures, and very generously, you may lay claim to all of them. I don't want anything, it's fine. You can take everything. I think you'll be handsomely rewarded from defeating Brutus. In fact, the juiciest treasures of Axiom Prison lie in his chambers, untouched for hundreds of years.
Sounds good.
You see a glint in his eye, and it's hard to read into it, but you can see that Sawbones is feeling a lot more confident now that Chatters has been defeated. Clearly this, big undead general, mind controlling his undead, and, it's been really, a massive thorn in his side. Because it's not something Sawbones can really fight, right? But now, that's dealt with, you can see Sawbones is feeling a lot more confident and a lot happier in general. Whatever that means.
I have to say, Sawbones, I'm a little disappointed. All I was asking for was a token of good faith. You have to remember, we just vanquished one of your foes. As a token of good faith, I was just hoping for a similar gesture in return.
Whoa. I don't want the situation to get nasty now, and... Zavon, there's no need to resort to threats. I will happily give you It was a threat. Let's just be clear. However, I understand my situation. I am but a humble auditioner for your mighty help, and you are bailing me out of a rather terrible situation, so... I don't want things to get nasty out there after Brutus is defeated, so as a token of good faith, I shall give you a particularly valuable item. Something that was created by an incredible thaumaturge named Malachi. Something very impressive indeed, that I'm sure will restore your faith in me, and really make us feel good about our friendship in general. What do you say?
I'm very excited, and I'm hoping it's a ring.
Okay, let's do loot.
I just want to get more flat HP.
Oops.
Just saying. That worked out quite well with the hallways.
You guys crushed. I'm
Uh.
feeling, as a DM, I'm feeling like I'm feeling emasculated right now. You guys totally destroyed
It
my
could
encounter.
have gone
I mean,
so
it was-
badly though.
It was
It could've.
half your fault with Lena's crits.
Yeah, I rolled like a god on my
Yourself
like
to
DM
blame.
NPC, right? Like I did. I rolled one miss and everything else was a crit. That was ridiculous. Then again, you didn't have Mathiel, so she filled his role like I think decently well at least. So it was nice that you could have her as backup. So what you find from the Chatters encounter is you find a ring, a coral ring. So coral rings add to life, and it's got one magical modifier, which is 1d4
Go on, Savon.
resistance.
Have it,
And
bro.
there is a metal helm which adds 1d10 times 2 life, and it also adds 1 wham.
Anyone?
Can't really
anyone?
use that.
Grace, you've already got the hat, don't you?
I mean, there's not much use for it for me, I don't think.
All right, I'll take the metal helm. The metal helm.
You might roll good, Zig. Maybe one day.
Do
One
we
day
have?
you will roll
Do we
well.
have
Yeah, this is the next
Gold
day,
rim.
so we have gold rim,
It is a
right?
new day, so you can gold rim that helm up.
Alright, we use it for
Good
both
luck.
of us.
So that's a 5, so I get 10 life from it. It's
Okay.
better than my current one.
Okay. And it's got 1 wham, it's not bad. And you get 3 orbs of transmutation. And
That's
Zavon
what
is,
goes in
For
our
real.
collection, by the way.
Bagum Gracie.
Zavon is taking the ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you using gold rim on the ring as well, Zavon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I wrote it right. I think I need parentheses or something.
Yeah, and maybe not no X. I think no X.
Should I just reroll 1d10 and then...
Sure.
Okay, so
Not the
10?
same thing. So yeah, you get 5 times 2, 10 life, 10 bonus life on your
And
coral
then-
ring. And then roll the resistance, 1d4.
So 3?
3, okay, cool. 3 resistance on the ring, nice. You slap it on.
Yeah.
Sawbones goes, come to my chamber and I will give you this powerful artifact to reward you for your amazing services so far in assisting me.
All right, we bundle up the thing. We'll be right over. Bundle up the thing. I'm a little. I don't know. I think you might have pushed him too far. I think he might be trying to fuck with you here.
I
little
do not
concerned.
know. I think he just wants to get free of the dungeon, and I think he wants to make sure we can kill Brutus. But I think I see a sign here. We dropped 3 transmute orb. There are 3 of us. Do we just take 1 each?
Still talking about loot. Okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable.
It's my passion. It's my passion, Rockwell.
It's like
I
programmer logic for
understand.
Savon. It's like loot, other things. Like,
All right,
like loot priority, high priority in all
I
things.
got a transmute.
You grab your transmutes. Do you go to Malachi to... don't go to Malachi.
Malachi.
Do you
Sure.
go to
drop
Sawbones
it.
to get the offered unique item?
Yes.
Do you trust him in this?
No.
No.
But we do
No.
it anyway because Zavon
Are you insane?
needs to say it. He's agreed.
Can I unsummon my skeletons?
You want to
The
unsummon
zombies?
them? You can
Like-
summon your zombies up to 5 right now if you want to.
Yeah, but he's just gonna take them.
Are you worried about mind control?
Yeah.
Okay, you unsummon them for now. But there's
Let's go.
there's plenty of corpses, so like if you're not horribly betrayed by Sawbones, you can summon zombies later for other
Yeah.
purposes. Okay.
Sounds good.
With a little bit of anxiety, you go walking back into the western wing of Axiom Prison. The warping shadows and the long corridors filling you with trepidation as you walk into his chambers, full to the brim with a bristling undead army surrounding him. Many of them modified to do extra critical strikes. Sawbones himself stands transcendent in his chamber, standing taller and straighter as you can see he senses freedom. As you walk into the chamber, surrounded by his massive army, you see a distant glitter in his eyes as he appears to be considering something. And then he goes, "Here is the ring," he says, holding it out in his hand. A beautiful ring with 3 gems, okay? There's a blue gem, a red gem, and a green gem. And he says, the thaumaturge Malachi created this thing. It is his artifice. I guess you could call it Malachi's artifice. And if I were to explain the function to you, you can rotate, he says, rotating the stones in the ring. You can rotate one of the stones to the centerpiece. And it will protect you from all elements of that kind. Cold for blue. Lightning for green. And of course, red for fire. But it will make you somewhat weaker to the other elements. Not only this, it rewards a calculating mage who uses his spells wisely to open weaknesses in his enemies. I think you will enjoy it, he says, holding it out. It is indeed Malachi's artifice.
Oh, baby.
I know, ZiggyD, if you want to... this is a unique you made, right? For PoE.
It is. That it is. It sounds like it's going to be better in this than it is in game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Well, this sounds like something for you.
I try to make it good.
Zavon, you actually say that because I was just about to remind you of a deal we once made. You seem to recall that I gave you a unique with the promise that you would give me your next 2 uniques.
This ring is actually really bad for Zavon anyway, because it punishes...
Yeah.
It gives you elemental equilibrium, which is really, really bad for Zavon, since he can only do fire damage with Herald of Ash. Anyway, I'll read it to you guys. So Malachi's Artifice, it's an Onyx ring. So there's one roll you need to do for the Ziggy, and that's the Resistance roll. Gain Elemental Equilibrium Ultimate Keystone, and I'll read what the Keystone does. Reduce your elemental resistance by 8. Okay, so all your elemental resistances are reduced by 8. As a major action, choose one element, fire, cold, or lightning. Increase your elemental resistance to that specific element by 16. Okay, so the whole idea behind this ring is if you're smart and crafty, this ring will be very beneficial for you, because if you can determine the element of your enemies, you can become very tough against them, but you'll be weak against elements you're not expecting. This beautiful and complex ring has 3 gemstones of ruby, sapphire, and topaz, each representing an element. By rotating one of the 3 gemstones into the center, it begins to glitter, protecting you from that element until you rotate another into its place. So let me just
A major action? How fucking hard is this thing to rotate?
Yeah, I think
takes
that
some
needs
time.
I think it needs a buff to a minor action.
Then it's just too godlike. So for the defense against that element lasts until you change it. So
I just think it's hilarious. I'm just gonna tell myself that I have to like spend some time magically attuning it to the element.
Yeah,
by instilling it with some power.
Like, it's not just let's say that even if turning the gem is easy, it takes a while for it to attune to that element, right? It takes a while for the effect to hold. But the effect is permanent as long as the gemstone is in the slot, right? So, like, you're going into the fire dungeons of Mordor, you just put it on the red gem, and you're like, great, have a good time. And then I'm going to read, this is very powerful for an item to give you a keystone, which you normally only get at level 10, an ultimate keystone. And that is Elemental Equilibrium. After hitting an enemy with an element, you gain Pierce with spells of all other elements against that target with the next attack. For example, if you hit an enemy with Fireball, and then proceed the next round to hit it with Cold Snap, your Cold Snap will gain Pierce and thus reduce the enemy's elemental resistance by 50%. Okay.
Oh, penetration, not
penetration,
Pierce.
yeah. It's basically
Can
penetration.
he do that for the rest of the group as well? If he uses a cold spell, will that make my fire damage do more?
No, it's just for him. Okay. So anyway, so the point being, Ziggy, is if you're smart with your elements, if you can like rotate your elements every round, so go cold to fire to lightning, like jump around like that, you're basically always going to have elemental pierce against your enemies, which is very, very potent.
With my old Stormcall Fireball wombo combo is going to be sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did nerf EE by not making it a party bonus, because it's very strong. Like, elemental penetration is a very powerful mechanic, and you basically kind of... what the keystone is doing is saying you get it for free as long as you're rotating your elements, right? So it's very...
Nice.
Very potent. I think it's... what do you think of my take on your unique, Ziggy? How do you...
I like it, man. Yeah, no, that's like the pen and paper 100% realization of the design concept behind my unique.
Sweet, awesome. I'm ready.
I'd say it's very well realized, and you haven't nerfed it for PvP as well, which I really appreciate. So
now, penetration is just a binary yes or no, so it doesn't stack with elemental weakness, I'm afraid. That's one downside. But you can
Okay.
you can always just use it on enemies that are not currently cursed, or it can free Amie up for doing enfeebles, temporal chains, like some other curses, right? That you can then benefit from. But I still think it's pretty cool. So yeah, you just need to always let me know what element you want to attune it to have defense against, right? Be it cold, lightning, or fire. Sound good?
Sounds very good. I love it.
Wonderful.
I kiss it.
You see Rockwell put on the awesome Malachi's Artifice, the three stones glowing dimly in the dark light.
And I
Soulburn,
tune it to fire.
yeah, fire. Good idea. And that, everybody, no cliffhanger this time, but that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. So, end of the session, and I guess we'll push on to Brutus and the end of the Axiom prison next time. Hopefully Cute Dog can join us.
No, I'm gonna run away.
It makes
you
sense
just
for
run
a
away.
party to rest here too, right?
If you want to. It doesn't feel very comfortable resting here. You know,
I feel a
amongst
little
all the
anxious,
undead.
but he seemed like a good.
I mean,
folk, you
he
know?
needs us, so I think we're pretty safe here. I think it's okay to rest.
That's what I'm wondering though. I'm wondering if he actually needs us now that we gave him a double-sized army. That's
Yeah,
That's what I'm concerned about.
You didn't even kill most of Chaddis' army, so his army is like almost literally double-sized. So just something to throw out there. Cool. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're gonna head off. How do you find this session? I felt the lack of Mathiel Juan in my heart.
Yes,
sad not to have
that
him.
was devastating, man. I wish he was here for this. It was so good.
Yeah. How do you guys find the session overall? Any thoughts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
still
a
good
lot of
fun.
fun, and I think it's sort of good that we can play without one person like being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It-
not ideal.
it-
I wouldn't want to do it by choice, but having him drop out and we were still able to carry on was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's not the ideal situation. I think the strength of a 4-player group is that you can play with missing one person without it like totally ruining the game. Obviously, it's way better to have like everybody here, of course. Yeah. Just a quick question, because this is kind of like, as a DM, for me, it's nice to know what stood out for you most in the session, either a character or a description or an event that seems particularly memorable to you. For my own,
I like
for my own benefit.
Lena.
You like
yeah,
Lena?
I was gonna say Lena too. Yeah, as a character, I found her to be fairly interesting.
Okay. Well, why is that?
Her emotionless nature and trying to think about how that might impact her actions. So she's very like self-preservation, but also we might work it. That's something we can position and work to our advantage.
Yeah, I mean, for Zivon, she seems like more like bloodthirsty, or like doesn't really care about other people's like living or dying like Zivon does. So it's something Zivon can resonate with.
Okay. Amie?
What about you, Grace?
For me, it was actually going into Sawbones' lair because of the way that we didn't fully trust him, and the description
Yeah,
of the
that's true.
skeletons and everything, and that, just feeling how powerful they would be if he decides to turn against us. That's terrifying for me.
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of paranoid coming back here for this
Yeah.
item.
The relationship is tense. Like you
I
definitely
know,
get
I
the
was like-
feeling that he could betray you at any moment. You know, if
I was
he needs
really
to.
worried Zavon was pushing it too far because I'm like, we need him as an ally in the future, and if we like turn him against us, we're just gonna have another enemy, which is not gonna be helpful. But it's
So
tennis,
we ended up with your ring.
I
Yeah.
know, that is pretty fucking awesome.
I feel good about that. And like that was, by the way, like I planted that unique on Sawbones, and I was like, I thought like maybe you'll kill Sawbones, and if you do, you'll get that item. And otherwise, you wouldn't see the item basically ever. Because I plant like special items on different
Aw,
NPCs.
thank you,
and-
Zavon.
but Zavon kind of extorted Sawbones, and then Sawbones was like, fine. Like I really
That wasn't a-
want this
That
relationship
wasn't
to
a
work.
threat, though. I wasn't angry. I was disappointed.
It sounded like a threat to Sawbones. Hey, it worked. So now you got this awesome unique kind of for free. So that's nice. Sawbones hopes that you won't use it to kill him. Anyway, so that's where we'll wrap up the session. Thank you guys so much for playing. I had a lot of fun. Pity that Cute Dog couldn't make it. I'm sure he'll be here with his illusionary bananas next session. And everybody who watched today, thank you so much. I really appreciate the love and support everyone gives for Path of Paper. It is incredible. Like the fan art, like the emails, like the long emails I get, like like 10-page long emails about the system, the feedback, just the passion in general is just incredible. Like, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. I fucking love seeing fan art and that sort of stuff. Hearing
Like-
your comments, and I love getting on stream and talking to people all about, like, you know, playing the character and the sessions and stuff. It's so good. Thanks for watching, guys.
People are really into PvP, so that's really cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll try drum up a couple of people and run a second game as well. But season 2 of PvP could be fun too. You know, when I inevitably kill all of you except for Zizaran. You'll run into a bad guy that just kills everybody and then like ignores Zizaran, who's like gnawing on.
He's
his
gonna
apple.
become a boss. That we'll have to take on, yeah.
He'll become the bad guy. Oh god. Look, like there are ways to beat him. Like elemental penetration is key. It's like what you really need for Zizaran, and you need to wear down his flask charger, so you can't use that damn shield flask. There are ways, but it's really tough. I still might nerf your unique a little bit, Zizaran. I'm gonna think about it. Okay, I'm gonna think about it. We can chat on Skype. You can convince me why you don't need to be nerfed, and I'll be like, no, stop
That's
lying
a
to me.
difficult argument. You're gonna have to roll an Abby 20 on that argument.
I never like nerfing people, so it'll be a careful conversation.
I'm not worried about it. I don't think he'll nerf it after we talk.
And I do understand that like your character is killable and that there are glaring weaknesses to your character currently. Like your HP is actually really damn low, so I understand these things. Okay, cool. Well, that's what we're gonna wear off. Goodbye, everybody. And is anyone gonna stream after this?
Yeah.
I'll go on to bed.
Yeah, as per usual, Ziz is gonna stream, so I'll send you all over to his stream. You can go start your stream off, Ziz. Goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you next time, same place, same time, for some more Path of Paper. Cheers.
Thanks for watching.